Hello and welcome to Garblag Games. Tonight we're playing a special one-shot of Best Left Buried. Hello and welcome to a special one-shot episode here on Garblag Games. I'm Pete, the Doomsayer. Because
get you.
Yeah, tonight we are playing Best Left Buried.
What are you at, man?
A dark
I just kept expecting him to say
fantasy.
stars in your eyes with it. Tonight we are.
And tonight, Matthew, for our American viewers, sorry, you have no idea what we're talking about.
And for all British viewers under 28.
We don't have any viewers under 25. This is a dark fantasy role-playing game created by Soul Muppet Publishing. We've got links for them below. Please go and check them out. This is a little quick one-shot we're doing from the Doomsayer's Guide to Horror, which is one of the 2 books that you can pick up for Best Left Buried. There is also the Crypt Digger's Guide. So our players here are the Crypt Diggers tonight, and they will be going down into some dark hole in the earth. Before we get started and everyone does a little introduction, please don't forget to go and check out Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all our social media links below. Check out our Discord as well, where we're talking about lots of role-playing things, maps, adventures, how to make shows, what we do with our production. We also have special patron channels for our patrons. We have recently got through one of our goals, and we have just upgraded to an Adobe Creative Cloud, and I've made my first teaser trailer with After Effects, which is for our show which we're doing next week, which is for Mothership, which is a dark sci-fi horror role-playing game. So we're doing a fantasy one this week and a sci-fi one next week. Basically think Alien. And I've done a little trailer video for that with our new software, which is from our wonderful patrons. Thank you, all of you. Weekend just gone, we went to St Albans Comic-Con, where Maurice, our number 1 fan, came across for the weekend. We had a night out in St Albans, and then we went to the con. We played D&D. Simon ran Dungeons & Dragons, which was well received. We had Starfinder, and Ben came over from the Prison Isle for that. And I ran Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay, and Maurice played Rupert, a very dangerous villager. He murdered everything. The Dwarven Slayer couldn't hit anything. And the villager just stepped up behind skeletons and smashed them to smithereens. So it was great. There's a little post about it on our Facebook page, so you can go and check that out as well. We have lots of other shows. We have our D&D game, which we've actually ended now, as we're going to start up Season 3 of Flint and Steel, our Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay show. We have On the Edge of the Emperor's Light, our Dark Heresy Warhammer 40k show, which Roger's in. We have our Vostok's Charge, which is our Scion RPG show, which Roger's in. And we have Star Trek Morpheus, which I'm in as the Cardassian science officer, who may or may not be secretly evil. Anyway, so...
Can Cardassians be secretly evil?
They're all secretly evil.
In that everyone knows they're evil.
They don't really trust me. It's set in the future of Star Trek, and Cardassia is actually making moves to join the Federation because it got decimated after the Dominion War. Anyway, we're going to get on with our game of Best Left Buried now. So go and check out those links below later on after you've watched this. Hopefully this is going to be a lot of fun. Dark fantasy horror, so hopefully you guys have got your grown-up pants on. There is a parental guidance on this episode, so watch out. Now, you are all Crypt Diggers, and I think we should go around and should introduce...
Is it worth pointing out that the viewers...
Oh, yes! Thank you, Leon. So we did a live episode a little bit earlier on, a couple of days ago now, from when this is out on the channel. And our viewers on YouTube Live got to vote and pick the stat lineups, the names, and the archetypes for our characters.
And weapons.
And weapons in some cases. Roger. Yes, well done, Fabius Bile. So we have an interesting bunch. Thank you to everyone who contributed to our character creation live show. And I think that when we have one-shots in the future, we'll probably do something similar to get some input from the audience. So expect more of that in the future. So with that in mind, bear in mind, not everyone picked what they could be. Should we go around and introduce ourselves and who we're playing?
I'm playing Rudiger, and I can't believe I'm here. My life was so much better before I had to come here.
What did you do?
I just can't talk about it.
Okay.
It's just my life is just so
disrupted.
And I'm with these people.
Oh, absolutely. And who are these people?
I'm a Insil Corbinium, cutthroat, in it.
Slag.
Yeah.
Rough and ready, take money where I can get it. Yeah, hooked up with a crew, because fame and glory in it.
Cool.
One is Gottfried Holmland, the scholar. I got thrown out of the academy for roughing people up because they were all a bunch of nerds.
Okay. And what equipment do you have?
I have some armour, the basic stuff, a bow, and a big old pimp stick.
Okay, great. Yeah, Roger wanted to go with plate armour and a two-handed sword, but it was voted down by the viewers.
Because
so
apparently
thank
my
you.
character is super brawny for some reason.
More fun if you have a bow.
I'm Yothbert de Ront, a knight. I'm here to bring order and light into the dark dungeons
Nerd!
He's the bloody worst.
beneath our camp.
There's always one. There's always one.
Hey, this was voted for. I said, we don't want one of them in the party, and they bloody gave it to me.
Don't say, oh, we definitely don't want one of those in the party, because then the viewers are going to give it to you.
I realise that now.
Anyway, it was really good fun. Thank you everyone who joined in on that episode. So, you are all in a camp outside Lord Edmund's Barrow. The site is a religious temple where some strange ancient cult of priests practice some long, distant, dark rituals for their dead down in these ancient catacombs that are now buried beneath a ravine. This is part of the 13 duchies of Lendal. And the ancient civilization is the royal family of the Emperor of Norway. One that you all know about from myth and legend, and some of their family were interred in crypts dotted around the land, and this is one of such sites. It's recently been breached by another crypt digging company led by one Lord Edmund, an influential member of the local aristocracy. You have approached the tomb and been hired by his family to seek out Edmund, whether he is alive or dead. He hasn't returned in several days, and his family believe he is likely dead. You are in the camp with the... let me get this right. There are certain roles in camp that you have. You have the guildmaster, the sage, the prophet, the recruiter, and the quartermaster. And the recruiter, Rutger, is a swarthy-looking chap with a big scar on his face. And you are in his tent as he is. The camp has sort of settled down. It's finally been established. Lots of tents dotted around this large ravine that sort of cuts through the land. And there are tracks leading down into this ravine. And it seems that the previous company probably set up camp down in the ravine. But your council of the camp has decided that it would be best to stay out of the ravine for sleeping purposes. You never know what foul creatures might creep out of crypt in the dark and drag someone into the underneath.
It's just easier to kill them if they come out, isn't it?
Yeah, but if you're asleep, mate, they might kill you before you know what's going on.
I'm sure we'll act well.
Well, that's why I've recruited all of you. You seem like capable fellows, apart from maybe this chap here. I can't remember, what was your name?
Rudiger.
Rudiger. Okay. No, good name. You, I think, I need you chaps to go down first, down into the crypt. We've set up camp, everything's settled, and you have a unique set of skills. Warrior, wizard, rogue, door opener. You can all be useful in this first investigation into this barrow. Now, the family who sent us out here and paying rather handsomely for us to head down into this crypt. Exactly. They have said that he's probably dead because he's a bit of a twonk and he doesn't know what he's doing. Stumble about in the dark, bump into his own bedposts, that kind of chap. They always thought it was a bit of a flight fancy when he decided to go down there. But they let him. They thought nothing would come of it. But seems it has. So when you're ready, get your stuff and head on down. I think there.
I shall move towards the edge of the tent.
There is a flap. It's door adjacent, so you're okay.
I shall take hold of it and I shall pull it ajar and wait till everyone else passes through.
I will close the book that I was reading.
Okay.
Look around, kind of see everyone leaving and go, and walk out.
Yes, head straight down. The sooner the better. We need to get in there and rescue Lord Edmund.
We're doing what now?
Rescuing Lord Edmund.
Oh, okay, sure. Why not?
So he'll stop fiddling with his axe that he's sharpening, holster it, and walk the dog. Cheers.
Where is this Lord Edmund?
Somewhere down in the crypt.
Well,
okay,
the camp is set up.
I wasn't really listening.
Okay.
And the camp is set up in a bit of a depression that leads to this ravine. And there are kind of two main routes down in, two sort of smaller ravines combining into one large one. And scouts have informed you that there seems to be the remnants of a camp down in the bottom of the ravine, and that is probably the first place for you to go. So you gather your equipment. It's starting to get a bit dark. It's taken a while for the camp to get set up. The wind is blowing. It's not raining, but there's a bit of wind. There's a bit of cloud. You are, I believe, all equipped with torches and various bits of equipment.
And
Have a lantern.
suggest we keep our torches, as my lantern will provide plenty of light for all of us.
That's an excellent suggestion. I too have a lantern, but we can have that minor one as a spare in case anything happens to yours. This is good.
I think that's good. I will walk in front, as I cannot have anyone else get into a door before me.
Excellent.
I'll walk behind.
This is why we keep the chap around.
Okay.
I will slink along the back.
The left route down
shadows.
the left route down is wider than the right. So which would you like to take?
No.
You're at the front. Where are you going? Where are you
On the
going?
left.
You're going to go there.
Yeah,
Just
I'm going to almost lean slightly, drift that way.
List lazily to the left.
I don't really have much brawn. I'm kind of like,
Okay, your arm is quivering as you're holding up your lantern. Okay.
there is a little wheel on the bottom in case I need to just drag it along behind me.
It seems that he's not completely stupid, and he goes for the wider path down into the ravine. And after maybe 10, 15 minutes just walking down, it's kind of lightly wooded surrounding land. The walls turn into bare earth, where there's kind of slip and scree kind of coming down steeper walls. And you sort of slowly, and it happens to you, you're within this kind of steeper ravine. And there you can see ahead, it branches down and stretches hundreds of feet away. And you can see scattered sort of 60 to 100 feet away, you're not quite sure, some remnants of a camp. There seems to be some fire stones in a circle with a little bit of twigs and branches. There are a couple of tents that look like they've been maybe flattened. You don't know whether from the wind or something else. A couple of barrels and boxes down there. They seem to be left undisturbed. And there is a very faint trail on the ground leading down to that area as you go. So everybody make observation rolls. Now, observation, based on eyesight, it's a straight 9 up on 2 dice, unless you have an advancement when you have the upper hand.
And add wits, I imagine, isn't it?
No, observation roll is just a straight
straight.
roll.
10.
Whoa!
Yeah.
That's
10.
good. I'm just going to pour myself another drink.
So do I get to just use 2 dice? Or do
You pick the
highest?
2 highest dice.
And then
Add them together.
Okay.
So you didn't pass.
No, because it's 9.
What did you want anymore?
Oh, go on then.
So, right, so who passed? Who got 9 or more? You did. Okay,
Yeah, I've got 10.
so you can tell that there is no one in the camp. There's no one moving around. You see some movement, and then you feel the following gust of wind coming past you as you see the tent kind of flapping. There's a door opening and closing.
Is it? I shall promptly move to the tent flap.
Well, it's a way ahead, so you've got a little bit before you
Does
get
it
there.
look like that they were attacked in the camp, or does it just look like they left the camp and haven't come back?
It looks more like the latter,
Okay.
but it looks like someone may have had a minor rummage, maybe someone passing through. No kind of concentrated camp of 100 people has come through here and rummaged this land.
Is it warm or cold?
It is, when the wind blows, it's cold. Otherwise, it's kind of...
I can't stand this kind of weather. Bloody awful. So much nicer in the warmer climes.
It'll be warmer once we get down into the crypt. It'll be much nicer there.
bloody hot.
Thank you.
Right. So you guys are going to head down the ravine towards the area?
Head down the ravine.
Okay. As you come down the corridor, at the corridor, well, it's kind of like it's a corridor or a ravine.
Yeah.
It's kind of walls are sort of opening and closing in and opening and closing in, you know, from maybe wind erosion, some old river that passed through here before. Further on, sort of another, beyond the camp, another 80 feet or so, maybe 100 feet, you can see that it opens up massively to the left. And you've been told this is where the main entrance to the crypt is. And the two main doors, two doors,
Okay.
are on your left. So you guys are heading down this. You're standing there with a lantern. Everyone else is hugging the walls, hiding in the shadows.
When we go through the camp, I want to feel the stone. You said they were fire stones.
Yep.
Are they cold?
Yes.
Okay, so it's definitely a while since they were.
Yes.
Okay, so once we're at the camp, can we have a rummage around, see if there's anything?
You can. Everyone make observation rolls. I mean, how long do you want to spend doing this? Is this a cursory, or is there anything lying around, or is this I'm pilfering?
I think we would do like good 10, 15 minutes, wouldn't we?
I'd
least
rather
5.
cursory, but I will chivvy you guys along if you're taking a while. Lord Edmund may need our assistance. We need to be moving on, people.
I'm looking for more shiny things.
Okay, so you're digging around for shiny things.
Oh, sorry, was that not what we were doing?
No, but like your intent is like, are you looking for... What are you looking for clues, or are you
Useful
looking
things.
for shit?
Well, useful things.
Okay.
If I see a clue, great.
Okay.
Like if I see a get out of dungeon free card, not shiny, not having it. Gold.
Yeah. Hang on, I'm just trying to find the random...
I passed, by the way.
I have no idea what the difficulty is, but hopefully
9
that'll
again.
do
It's
it.
always 9, I think.
9,
Cool.
For
Is that like
Yeah,
a little
that'll
door,
do
right?
it.
It's good.
Just trying to find... Okay.
Good action.
Okay. Right. Did anyone get over 9?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So roll d6 and roll d6.
5.
1.
Okay. You find 6 interesting things. You find a sword. You find a bag of coins. You find a spear. You find a 11-foot pole. That's 4, isn't it? You find a mirror, which is shiny. And you find an interesting-looking dagger.
Ooh, can I look at the interesting looking dagger?
You may. It has some minor kind of etchings on the blade. I wouldn't go so far as to say runes, but someone has clearly put some effort into making this dagger. Maybe it means something to someone specifically. It's not anything that you've studied in ancient lore, unless you want to use your scholar ability and say, "Oh, what does this mean on this dagger?"
No.
Okay.
Should we roll
Can I have that mirror?
to see if I found the coins?
Sure. 5.
You found the coins.
Cool. I have a bag of coins.
Well, I know I wouldn't have shown anyone if I'd found the coins, and I doubt anyone else would have shown anyone if they found the coins.
I would have done, but I wouldn't have been looking for coins.
Also,
Yes.
What's that shiny thing?
Hey? What? Well, the mirror or the dagger?
the dagger I'm probably looking at the moment.
Are you?
Yeah, he's looking at the
Look at the dagger.
I'm looking at the runes and stuff.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, it's a mirror.
protagonist
Well,
is
the mirror.
kind of tapping.
The mirror.
Yes, I'm at the edge of the cam. I'm looking. I'm looking around a bit more widely
Okay,
to see
right.
if there's anything else around.
So, hang on a
Keep an
second.
eye on
guys.
things and going.
So you're kind of moved to the edge of the camp.
Yeah.
You're looking down the other end, and you can see now that the walls of the ravine further down have been cut into specific shapes.
Okay.
So on the right, there's a kind of hexagonal impression, like the side of three sides of a hexagon there,
Okay.
and then three sides of a hexagon on the other side. So it's like kind of the ravine has been kind of carved into these angular walls.
Okay.
You can see now on the left, just on the edge in the darkness, some sort of door, maybe, over there. Yeah, just at the edge of your kind of vision.
I've taken the spear.
Okay.
Did we see any clues or anything while we were rummaging?
No, but it's clear that this is a camp. It's a similar, the gear that is that been used to set up the camp. It's very similar to the gear that you guys have used to set up your camp. It's almost like it's been bought from the same
Adventurer store.
Yes, exactly. The same adventurer store.
Outfitters.
The outfitters, that's the word I was looking for.
I want to have a look at the mirror.
So it seems like this is their camp that they set up. He's got the mirror.
Insil's got
Thanks.
a mirror.
I'm going to go take the mirror, stand near the lantern, and then check my giant moustache.
It looks a bit shabby at the moment, actually.
I will
Proper bad.
I will sort out my moustache
We deal with it.
Okay.
so it looks mighty.
I'll
and
be going through those double doors over there.
There's that, or there's another door over here. I'll point out assume that's a different door.
No, that's
Oh, sorry.
that's
Oh,
the
yeah.
direction. You
Yes,
haven't
yes.
seen the doors yet.
Oh, yes, the doors are down here. So
Okay.
we do.
Let's go
Let's
to the
move
doors
on.
then.
Okay. So you make your way down the ravine, and towards the other end there are these kind of carved walls, and on the left, it seems that it's kind of cut into two angular sides, and then a flat wall, and there are two doors recessed. They are not a double door, but there are two doors. There's kind of 10-foot wall space between them. As you kind of get into this area, you see these doors were once clearly ornately carved from some sort of stone, and there were what looks like the kind of visage of warriors or something on them, but it's been so sort of blasted and by time and wind and erosion, and that now there's mere sort of impressions and sort of shapes of what were once great heroes on these doors, and the one on the right is slightly open. Everyone make observation rolls.
No,
Sorry, wits rolls.
No.
Whitlock.
Yeah, because this is
Very much no.
Yeah, I think wits. This is more of a feeling. No.
13.
Yeah.
13.
Well, yeah, because I rolled 10. I got +3.
Yeah.
It's
Wow.
13.
Wow. Okay. So.
He knows his doors.
Yeah, you know.
That is a 1974 Edmund Turbo.
I like it. You the kind of stale air coming through the doorway, which you're not used to. Normally these doors have, better flow of air. This stale air, it sends a chill down your spine. And you feel,
God, that was a chill. Right down my spine.
you feel perturbed by what may lie beyond this very impressive door. It looks like it's heavy. It looks like it would take all four of you to open or close this door. Although, with you around, maybe just two of you.
Or me and a spear.
Maybe. Okay, so there are these two doors. There's like a 10-foot bit of wall between them. two doors.
Is
The
there
one on
anything
the
that
right is slightly
sort of, other than it one being slightly open, anything that should show us which way Lord Edmund went? I mean, I'm guessing the open one, but if there's
The open one
footprints
is
on
there.
the ground or anything like that.
Okay, wits rolls.
Oh, come on. I got
He got 13.
Oh, you did
notice
get
that.
I got 13. Literally 13.
As you go over to look
and
at
I
the
was
door,
perturbed. With 13.
as you go to look at the door, you see that there are, in fact, another layer of dust over it, but there is a slight depression in some areas that you think look like footprints leading through this area.
There must have been at least 2 of them, because I reckon me and one other person would be required to open this door. So he couldn't have gone in on his own.
Okay. I assume he had retainers, but let's follow them down.
Someone might need to help me open this door. I do apologise for not being able to do it on my own.
That's not a problem at all. It's a big, heavy door.
It's mostly open, so you could get through, but you can get through one at a time. Like
Maybe he
these
was
doors
just
are
skinny
like
then.
big stone doors, so a group of people have pushed it open, and then been able to slide one person at a time
We definitely need
through
to
into
open
the
it a little
dark
bit,
chamber
'cause,
beyond.
You know, his beard. And
Yeah.
I don't have a beard.
Okay, well, I'll help him open the door a bit further. That's
Okay, right. Let's have brawn rolls from you guys.
I'm not
9.
helping. I am very much sorting out my
You
moustache.
are very good at opening doors, so you roll 3 dice. Oh. Now, hang on. Now, there is something you can do here. I
can
believe
burn something, can't
we
I?
can
I
burn grit to make it. So we're looking up rules. So this is our grip. Yep, grip. Sorry. Observation checks. Cards,
I'm still
5,
stood near the
10,
lantern looking at the
second.
mirror and sorting out.
Okay. Grip. Grip. Exert.
Have it
Exertion.
back once I'm done.
After any kind of dice, but before the doomsayer narrates the result of the roll, you may use exertion to spend a point of grip and re-roll any one die of your choice. This can be done inside of combat or out. You can re-roll multiple dice with exertion. Each one costs a grip point.
Just re-roll one.
Okay, so you push and you're like straining against it. You put your back and your shoulder against it. You do that thing where you like get your arms in the frame of the door, you know, Hercules style. You get the muscles on his arm look like they're straining really badly, but slowly it opens. Maybe another foot.
Okay.
Serious door.
This is a crypt. It makes a bit of a grinding noise as you do that, and you hear in the distance. You hear that noise, and you hear that noise. Your other two. Were you helping with the door?
I've got ears of the out. I did help with the door. Yeah.
Okay, you hear it as well. You're standing back doing your moustache.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just let
Okay.
you know.
So what are you doing?
I shall stab my spear in the ground. I like a crack in the stones.
Okay.
I shall hang my lantern. I shall take out my flask, and I shall have a good glug. I shall then put my flask back away. I feel much better now.
Is it water?
No. I shall take my
Is it
lantern.
alcohol?
Yes. Take my spear.
Okay.
Ready.
Okay. Is that your first glug of alcohol today?
Yes,
Is that
yes.
likely to be
No.
your 12th glug?
Yes.
Okay.
No. That
Okay.
would be mine.
Okay, cool. That's fine.
Well, I only wrote the character about 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, but you
I
may have been getting pissed
I
in the camp
I
for the last
I
24
didn't have
hours.
alcohol until about 20 minutes ago. So
Yeah, true.
Coke, driving.
Yeah. Alcohol. Doomsayering. Right, so the lantern is in the door, so you've put it, when you've opened it up, you can see now the slabs of the floor in front of you. You jam it in between one, put the lantern up, and light kind of casts in a kind of wedge into this room. And from where you are, you can see to the left. And you can see, in fact, this room opens up and would meet the other door behind it.
Okay.
So the 2 doors lead into one large hallway.
Yeah, well, I'm going to draw my sword and step in.
Okay, so you draw your sword and you step in.
Yeah.
As you do, you see on the far wall a kind of fresco, like worn and decayed and falling apart across the wall, of, again, kind of heroic figures all seem to have crowns of varying size on their heads or on their helmets. In displays of mythological combat or some kind of meeting or something. It's all kind of faded and worn and sort of half gone. You can kind of get an impression of it. To you, this is kind of like, this is a hall of heroic deeds. Exactly. I'm in the right place. So the rest of you probably thinking there's royal people buried here. There's going to be lots of cash. As you step into the room, you catch movement. You hear, movement down the other end of the corridor, the hall. And this hall is huge. It's 30 feet wide and it's extending away into the darkness. You can't see the other end with the limited light that you have.
I can. There was movement down there. Bring the lantern in, please.
He says loudly.
Having made my moustache look amazing, because I rolled an 11.
Wow.
I will hand the mirror back to him and go, thank you very much. Good work opening the door, I'll say, looking straight at Rudiger.
Perhaps we should switch to torches. I think perhaps setting fire to things might be useful.
That's just generally Simon's advice in any role.
Wait, what are we burning?
I shall plant the spear just on the inside of the door. I shall hang the lantern and turn it down really low so that it burns for a long time.
Okay, right, okay.
I will leave this here
as a marker,
so that we can find our way back.
Okay,
I like that.
And then I shall light my flaming wood stick of death.
Well, it's got the kind of tar binding on the top, so it'll burn for a while. Yeah. Torch will burn for an hour.
Yeah, but if my lantern should burn for
that'll burn for a while.
Really low.
Yeah. You've each got 3 torches.
Yeah.
So you've got 3 hours of light. There's no dark vision in this. There's no night
3,
vision.
6, 9, 12.
Yeah, if you burn one at a time.
One at a time.
You've got 12 hours.
I think it is 2. So I've got a lantern if we need it. So
yeah. But I just think leaving something by the door.
Okay. So are you stepping into the room with a torch lit? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you light your torch. Sparks kind of fly as you use your flint and steel to light your torch.
I've got tinderbox.
Yeah. Anyway, and in a tinderbox. Anyway, sort of on the very edge of the light, you can see the walls stretching away 30 feet wide. This room is, and sort of, you think 40, 50 feet down, there is a doorway on either side, but then the hall continues, and there's kind of this weird mould or kind of fibrous stuff towards the edges of the room, almost as if some great carpet was once here and it's been sort of munched or chewed up or faded away, moulded away kind of thing. And this kind of stretches all the way down the length of this hallway. But yes, you're in a large empty hallway. You can't see the far end of it because your torch's light only extends about 30 or 40 feet. So you're all standing in this entrance to the barrow. What do you wish to do?
I think it's good to have at least 2 torches lit. So if one goes out for any reason, then we're not in the dark, which would be, I think, quite a bad thing.
Okay.
Does anyone else want to carry a torch? Okay, I will. But, okay, fine. I'll get my torch off. Light it.
I was just going to look in.
I'll light my torch off here. So
Okay.
I've got a torch.
Okay.
Right. With a shield on with a torch lit. And then
Okay,
sword
cool.
on the other hand.
Yeah, that's cool.
I shall walk in front.
Okay, I'll follow him down. Let's see what we can find. I'm looking out for the things that are moving. Are there tables, or is it just completely bare and empty? Or
This
what are we
is
looking at?
this is empty. As you proceed down it, and you walk further down, you can see now further down. It's almost as if this area would just be a kind of entrance walkway. Further on, you can see furniture, rotten, falling apart, but clearly it's been smashed and destroyed in some kind of close quarters fight. It's like destroyed. Someone's either chopped it up or they've been in the middle of a desperate battle with someone. Again, you hear a scraping, scratching noise down the far end of the hallway. Everyone make observation.
Looking up, what do I see?
You see a roof.
Okay, so
You see there's nothing. Yeah. You see 100 skeletons
Well,
clinging tightly to the.
I'm just interested. Is it like 50 feet above us or one?
It's about no. So the ceiling is actually about 30 feet above you.
Okay.
It's a big hallway.
Huge hallway.
Yeah, it's impressive. Anyone pass?
Yes, I did.
Oh, okay, right. So you're at the front with your torch, and as the flare, as you kind of, you're doing the old fanning it round to sort of have a look around. You catch a glimpse at eye level of what looks like some sort of skeletal, mummified, and it's gone.
I shall throw my torch.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, right.
In the direction
Okay.
ahead of us.
You throw your torch down the corridor.
Yeah.
And as you do, it sort of spins around. Weird shadows spread across the room as it flies between ruined furniture, and your shadows kind of spin around the room. And as it flies down the corridor, you see this large creature, about 12 foot tall, huge skeletal creature wrapped in sort of silken bindings, and it looks down at you down the corridor. This huge skeletal face screaming at you as you see it. And we will enter combat.
Does sound like a combat moment, doesn't it?
So there are three.
It's just going to ask us if he wants some
riddles
tea.
3.
Hi guys. Okay.
Welcome to the Crypt.
Yeah.
Here's your format.
Yeah.
My
I'm
name
gonna
is
show you
Al.
around.
I'm your guide for today.
Yeah. Okay. So there's no surprise because you threw the thing. So that's cool. There's going to be 4 zones in the hall.
Yeah.
There's the one it's in.
Yeah.
There's an empty one between you and it.
Yeah.
The one you're in.
Yeah.
And then the one behind, which you two are in. Mm-hmm. You have to be in the same zone to use a melee close combat weapon.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not like but in each round you can move a zone. So basically we're moving up and down the hallway, as it were, fighting and doing things.
So
roll initiative.
So if you drew a bow and fired an arrow, and that person then moved into your zone, would you have to do something to change your weapons?
Yes, I believe so.
I
don't think it's.
And
I don't think they get that bogged down in all of the stuff.
I'm guessing for range, I've got a thrown weapon is short. I'm guessing that's my zone. I'm going to guess to an adjacent zone.
Yes. However, this creature is terrifying and mind-bending. So before we get into combat, we all need to make grip checks. So, the grip check is a will check with a target of 9. If you pass, you're shaken, but still level-headed. If you fail, you lose 1 point of grip.
Nailed it.
I've not got hope.
Yes, got it.
No, I failed. So I will lose
Can go
8.
for a +1.
For +2.
So I lose a
You
grip.
need to get so you lose a grip. You lose your grip on sanity. Some environments mean you lose more than 1. How many grip you got left?
6.
6. Cool. 4. Okay. I think when you lose all your grip, you go mad. So
That's fine.
yeah, that's fine.
You don't care.
Okay. So what we're going
And
to
you
do
can
is
spend grip too.
yes,
You can drive yourself to insanity.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to roll initiative.
Because I spent grip.
We're going to roll initiative. So it's a D3 plus your wit.
Hope that I failed.
Oh, that's not bad.
5.
2.
4.
Need a piece of paper. Right. So let's find a good pen. Here we go. So I got 2. Let's have. Right. I'm dead.
Oh, wit, not will. Okay.
What'd you get?
3.
3. What's your character's name again?
Yothbert. Yothbert.
I also got 3. Because I also got
You're
the same thing.
rude again.
No, it's wit, isn't it?
It's wit,
It
yes.
is wit. So
You're good
I
at
got
wit.
5. I got
Yeah.
5.
I got 5.
Sorry.
I'm rubbish at wit, so.
I'm using a pen.
Simon.
Let me write it down. 2. And you're Insil.
Oh, I hate it when people make me write things down wrongly.
Gottfried, and I got 4.
Gottfried. Okay, so Initiative order is Rudiger, Gottfried, Jothbert, Insil, and me. Okay, so Rudiger, you are first. On your round, you can move a zone and do an action. So on each of their turns, a character can move one zone. They also have an action, which can be used to any of the following. Attack, move again, escape. You can turn and escape safely without having to take a wit check to see if an enemy can attack them when they run away. Use an advancement if there's like a specific thing like your fireballs and lightning, very, very frightening.
I don't have that.
Finish him. Any enemy might use finish him on their turn to finish off an unconscious character.
Is that where you reach in and like pull out the
Finish
spine?
him!
I saw a game. I saw a documentary.
Or do something else. If a character wants to try something different or not explaining the normal rules, they might need their turn to do it. You know, rummaging through your backpack for your medicine, that would be an action. Drawing a sword, not an action. Not worried. So, what do you want to do,
I'm
Rudiger?
going to shoot because he's over it. He needs to make at least 2 actions to get into my zone.
Yes.
So I can safely shoot him with my bow.
Yes, you can. Go for it.
So normally I'd need 8 to hit him.
He is big, so you need a 7 to hit him.
So I need 7 to hit him.
Okay, so your 5 and your 4 hit.
No. Because I'm using.
Oh, yeah, you've got your-
I'm using a
yeah.
wit
Okay.
weapon.
Yep.
Which means that's +3.
Okay.
So
So
I
you've
need
got-
7, yeah.
Yeah, so you can do
So I
that.
can do that.
No, you need to use 2 of your
I'm quite
dice.
happy to use 2.
Yeah.
But I can do that.
Yep.
And hit him.
Yep, so that hits.
Yeah.
And then you do
5 damage.
5 damage. Okay.
That's
Bear with me a
nice.
second.
No, that's for the light
That's
weapon. That's for when I'm using my shield in combat.
Okay.
I'm actually a combat beast.
Yes, with that stat, it's very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's really cool. So you're like, you throw the torch down the corridor and this thing goes, and you go,
If you actually imagine, as it's left, he's drawing his bow, cocking it, and as soon as
absolutely.
it's all in one fluid motion. Actually, it wasn't.
And the arrow streaks through and does substantial damage to this creature.
Yeah.
Let me just check. The monster. It's got some it's got some things. It's got some adaptations.
Like being able to see in the dark.
Oh, it's just like it can't be.
Set on fire by my torch.
No, I was thinking
Its
as well.
initiative is
Something
reduced by
bad, yeah.
1 because it's undead. It can't be attacked by mind magic. It should have penalty when in sunlight, so not a problem. And a weakness which I'm not going to mention.
Fire.
Okay.
Fire.
Okay, so you did 5 damage. Nice, that's a good hit.
5 damage.
Right, Gottfried.
I'm going to give a sigh of, do I have to? And then I'm going to quickly pull out a very, very fancy looking bow.
Yep.
Because everything's got to be blinged up.
Yep.
And prepare a fire arrow. I'm going to basically wrap some...
So that's going to be your action.
Yeah, and kind of set it light and get ready to fire.
Okay, cool.
Which zone
Right.
are you in?
The same one as
He's in the
you
back.
The one behind you.
You're the one behind us, aren't you?
Okay.
So someone's holding a torch. I'll just kind of go
Yeah.
very casually.
Jothbert, as Gottfried lights an arrow from your torch, what would you like to do?
I can throw. I mean, it's still quite a little distance away.
Yes.
So I've got a weapon, and it's short range. So is that only the
That's the next zone.
Okay, so
So
I'll.
you could move and then do that.
No, I'm going to stay where I am, but I'm going to get ready with the javelin. So when it moves into the other zone, in my next action, I will throw the javelin.
So you're holding an action?
I'm holding action. Yep.
Yeah.
I'll go with that.
I think we can do that. We'll have that as doing something else.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah. That seems to make sense. Okay. Insul.
Moving forward 2 zones.
So you're now the one in front of it.
Yeah.
Okay, what weapons do you bear?
Throwing axes.
Okay.
3 of them, and then hand axe as a handler.
Okay, so what weapon are you going to have your hand axe out as you go forward? One of each.
I'm gonna pick up that torch and try and set it on fire.
Well, the torch has gone down the... Actually, we should have a roll to see how far you throw
I
it.
have brawn 0.
So let's roll. So
You drop it at your feet.
Didn't
So-
drop it. Don't be-
No. So you will throw it at least a zone.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
If you get over 8, you've thrown it 2 zones.
Yeah.
And if you get over 10, you've thrown it down the side corridor at the other end of the hallway.
That's fine. I'm not going to go over 10. 9.
Okay, so you've thrown it. It's lying on the floor near it,
Okay.
but it's not, you know.
I can only do
Unfortunately.
2, so
Yeah,
I'll
okay.
move forward
So you're like dart through between them.
Yeah.
I assume we've got some kind of cloak.
Insil, you
Super
nutter!
Yeah.
Yeah, cloak.
Yeah.
Good.
Bald head.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're preparing,
It's almost
and
a
you
Vin Diesel moment.
see it's a Jason Statham moment, and you see Insel run through between you, like weapons ready. The creature goes, steps forward, like its body, like a rictus movements, like forward, and it goes at you.
It's a transformer.
Can I throw my javelin? My held action.
You can throw your javelin, and they'll happen at the same time.
Okay, cool.
So you go for it. So it's going to attack you.
If you think you're hard enough.
It doesn't understand what you're talking about. I rolled a 7,
Oh, we roll
plus
3 dice, don't
2
we?
for my brawn.
Yeah.
So that's... Oh no, I need to roll another dice, don't I? Here we go. Okay, so I rolled a 7, plus 2 for my brawn is a hit. Yeah?
Is it?
9. So
9?
yeah,
Yep,
yes,
so that's a hit.
My base.
3 damage off your vigour.
Wow.
How did you do?
No, I missed.
Okay, so you see this creature swing down and claw, like big, sharp,
Even with your +2.
talony claw. This looks like its bone fingers have been
Did he roll 3?
sharpened up.
Oh.
And another one.
Yes, I did.
Use some grip.
And you are kind of startled
I am.
by
I'm startled
this.
by
Yeah.
it. I'm just my aim's thrown off, and him running past me. Yeah, I
But
throw it on the
also,
walls.
there's a lot of movement of shadows in the room because you've thrown a torch behind him. You've got a torch here. As he moves, the light is shifting in the room. It's
Carrying your
big,
torch was what unbalanced you.
It might well have been.
maybe. So we go back round to the beginning. Rudiger, you are now 1 zone away from it, so you could step in and hand-to-hand combat.
So I will. So can I just drop my bow,
You can.
step in,
Yep.
sword and shield?
You are bad at drawing weapons.
I'm bad at drawing weapons.
That was your thing.
That was your
my-
thing.
Yeah, I'm bad
So
at
it's
drawing
not going to be hard.
Yeah.
But you need to roll 3 dice
Yeah.
and take the lowest number. And you need to get a 7.
Okay. 3 dice, take the lowest number.
Lose the highest,
5.
I think it means.
I lose
Yeah,
the
so
highest.
lose the
yeah,
highest.
I got 5.
Okay.
Plus your wits. Is it
I
wits?
think it's just a straight
Oh,
roll.
okay, straight roll.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I think that's
So you
Yeah.
step up,
Yeah.
and you're not quite used being an everyman.
Yeah.
You're not used to this whole kind of combat situation,
Yeah.
and you fumble with your you put the thing down and you draw the thing, and you're not used to kind of the martial
Right.
preparedness that maybe a protagonist of, like, I know where my sword is without even thinking about it, and you fumble with your weapon.
Okay.
Unfortunately, sorry, you did pick bad at drawing weapons.
Well, I thought it was something that would be.
Yeah.
But
So you
using-
fumble with your weapon next to Insel.
Yeah.
Gottfried.
Hit him quick!
I'm not quite sure what I need to hit him. I've got a 6, a 4, and a
You
3.
need a 7.
Oh, then I'll
'cause he's
take
big.
I'll take the 4 and the 3.
Oh no, that's ranged. Are you in hand-to-hand combat?
Oh, I'm in range.
Oh, you're at range, yeah.
Yeah, so 7 plus 1, 8 to hit him, and a 6 for the damage
Whoa!
with my fire
That
arrow.
is good.
And so I very calmly go,
That is a critical, I
It is a
think.
critical.
That, my friend, is a critical.
This is how we roll.
I'm just trying to do it as casually as possible.
It's like
a bird.
with the flame.
You must just let me deal with the situation.
Well, that's back. The big, like, shiny hero is in front of me, and I just went, light the arrow, and... Oh, there we go.
I don't think you need an injury. This thing is dead. So you fire, and the arrow passes through its body, shattering the spinal column. And it falls in a
it doesn't set it
scatter
on
of
fire.
bones. Oh, you had a fire arrow.
Yeah.
The wrappings around it. The bones don't, but the wrappings around it kind of light in a trace around its body as the bones shatter everywhere. Some of the silken cloth does in fact not burn and sort of lands to one side amid a pile of bones.
Fantastic shot.
He had nothing.
Okay. There is this collapsed undead body in front of you. There is around you the remnants of some sort of battle. And now you can actually see that there's an arrow sticking out of that wall. There's a sword on the floor with a severed hand still gripping the handle. There's all kinds of horrible nastiness going on.
Bodies
in the
and
center of the
stuff.
chamber. Not any main parts of bodies, but like appendages.
I'm going to check the hand to see if there's a signet ring on it that we're looking for.
There is not a signet ring on it, but there is a small... you're not sure in the light whether it's silver or tin or something like that, but there is a small ring.
And I want to take the hand as well.
Okay, you take the hand.
I could play my
It's slightly mouldy, to be honest. A little bit. Not massively, but a little bit.
I'm going to throw it at the protagonist.
Okay.
But like a...
I shall get my
He's a
bow.
weirdo. You've known this all along.
Oh,
but
but he charged into the fight.
He did.
I've nothing
did.
but respect for him, so this is good. You see, we can defeat these undead monstrosities, and find Lord Edmund. Well done.
I'm just going to casually stroll forwards
okay, you casually...
Have a splash.
Oh yeah, sure.
because there's stuff around to investigate,
Yeah.
Thank you. That's fine. Cheers.
Okay, you
and there
casually
might be an
stroll
arrow to
forward.
recover.
So, you...
Not mine. Mine was on fire.
I'll recover my javelin.
You recover your javelin.
Say there was an arrow in the wall.
There is an arrow in the wall. You going to put it out?
Yeah, assuming it looks recoverable.
Well, roll some dice, see if it breaks on the way out.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, you go.
I'll pull it out. Oops.
Okay, it's made of a very fine wood. It looks like
Not anymore.
some noble household huntsman's arrows. Sorry, what did you say? You
I
doing?
collect my javelin. That's
Collect your javelin. What were you doing?
I got the ring.
You got the ring. What are you doing?
I pick my bow up
You pick your
and
bow.
then I go and get the torch.
Okay, well, as you're now investigating this chamber, it is sort of 100-foot long hallway, 30-foot wide. Halfway down there are two doorways, one on either side. At the end, there are three doorways, one on either side and one on the end.
So, when we destroyed this creature, there were rags and bones and other bits
Yes.
in the vicinity.
It's like a silken... It looks like it's been spun by some sort of creature rather than manufactured on a loom.
That's strange. Are there other? I mean, as you're seeing, there's a severed hand from probably one of the people we're
Yep.
searching for.
Mhm.
Are there any such creatures other creatures destroyed? No, it's just
Not that
pure-
you can
okay.
see. There's a fair bit of blood on the floor, and it's kind of, ooh, that looks like a mass of stuff, but I don't know what it is. And you can actually see a few blood trails that have gone down to the door at the end of the hall.
Okay, so there's some silk on the ground. I will recover what silk I can, because that's very good for making fire arrows,
Okay,
because it's very
Right.
flammable.
you have an opportunity here to spend one grip to identify what this silk is
Ooh.
from your mystical readings and odd research.
Do I want to?
You're insane when you lose it, but come on, we want to find out stuff, so this is all good.
You're looking at that silk a long time.
I don't have a huge amount of this stuff.
It's a one shot, Roger. It's a one shot.
I know, but I need it for my magic. Yeah, alright. I'll do it.
Okay. This looks like silk spun by a moth bear.
I'm sorry, a moth bear.
Moth bears are
Like owlbears.
But
like
moth.
owlbears, but like that.
Okay,
Of course they are.
that's a bit weird.
Wicked.
Yeah. And they have young called caterpillar bears.
Nice.
Moth bears are large, savage creatures that spin silk
couldn't they be
in
nice and
dark
friendly?
caves. They have a rapacious appetite, and they are they're something of myth and legend. You know, people talk about moth bears. Not many people have seen them. Occasionally, people have reported them being in crypts. Sometimes it's just a bear. Sometimes it's just a big moth. A really big moth.
My dad reckon he saw one.
Yeah?
Yeah. Said it was blue.
A blue moth bear. They're the
is it?
rarest kind.
Okay, I will be relaying this information as I go.
But you
interesting.
also, in your readings of the, bear with me a second, the royal family of the Emperor of Norui, who worshipped the god Vashni the Slayer, you know that they preferred wrappings of the moth bear for their royal dead, because these creatures were so rare and so powerful and so dangerous that this was used for the honoured dead.
Does the silk look old? Because I can't imagine if everything in here is that ancient, the silk wouldn't have deteriorated at all.
It doesn't look...
Do you think this is him then? Do you think they killed him, turned him into a big skeleton?
I think
It's
it's one of the
12 foot
old
tall.
emperors.
Oh, right, okay.
The old emperors of the crypt, I
Yeah.
think.
It
be my
looks
guess.
recent.
Okay. No, this is fresh. Looks like a moth bear.
So moth bears spin their silk and
I
wrap it round
bloody
zombies.
hate moth bears. If there's anything I like less than a bloody moth bear, it's a bloody catter thingy.
Anyway, time is wasting. Lord Edmund is probably is obviously been fighting these creatures. So this is obviously the door forward, the one with all the blood going through it. And I think we should head onwards.
Well, if I can get enough
I
of the
shall
silk, I
go
can make
in
myself a
front.
nice shirt.
Well, that's a good idea. We can
Okay,
connect
so
on
which
the
way
back.
do you want to go? Do you want to
I'm collecting up the
do you
silk
want,
already.
So, do you want to come back and go left and right? Or do you want to go to the end and left or right? Or straight down the
Is
end?
it straight on the one with the blood?
There seems to be, although there seems to be sort of tracks and things leading to all of the doorways. So it looks like whoever came in here had a look around, then at some point there was a fight, and then whatever was left of them was taken away in a certain direction.
Well, that's the way we need to go. We need to find Edmund.
You're
So
the
I think
door
straight
expert.
on.
Which one do you reckon?
Straight on.
Straight on.
I shall
Okay.
walk on with my.
I'll approach the door and then just
Okay.
stop and wait first.
So the door at the end of the room is a 5 foot wide stone door.
Oh, there's another of these, like...
This hallway seems to be the kind of honoured antechamber entranceway where large, carvings are done on these doorways. You're in a crypt. There's no wooden doors down here. It's like big stone reliefs.
Almost like they wanted to keep something in. Let's try and open this door then.
Okay, so you can roll with the upper hand. 2 of you can push on this door. Who is going to help? Oh,
10. No, plus my brawn?
plus your brawn.
10.
10.
Plus your brawn.
I
Oh,
don't
10.
have any.
Okay, so the 2 of you succeeded.
I have skill.
So you push on this door, and it slides, giving way. Opens up to maybe a
Veins
40.
of my muscles.
Absolutely. Opens up to maybe a 45-degree angle, and you hear in the distance
Is that similar to the sound we heard before? Or very different?
Very different.
Okay.
It sounds to your ears. You've fought things such as
Does it
kobolds
sound
and
mothberry?
goblins and things like that. It sounds vaguely similar, but not the same.
Okay.
Something high pitched and small was startled by the noise you just made.
So not
What was that
mothberry.
noise?
I don't think it was a moth bear. It sounded much smaller than I imagined one of them to be.
Oh, small.
How far away do you think it was? That sound.
Could it be a caterpillar bear?
40 feet.
40 feet.
How big are they?
I don't know.
Yes, it could have been a caterpillar bear.
A caterpillar bear's big?
Oh, Ian's over here reckons it's 40 feet.
What? 40 feet away or 40 feet big?
40 feet away.
Okay, right. Well, as the door opens, there's like a short 20-foot corridor, and then another 20 feet ahead into a chamber, you see a small body lying face down. The chamber ahead, the sound felt like it echoed around the room, but came from beyond the room. The chamber ahead is about 30 foot wide, square, and your corridor comes in on one corner, and on the left, in the middle of the room, there is a doorway, and at the far end, in the middle of the room, there is a doorway.
Is there blood on the
Can I
ground?
just say, before we go any further, the maps in the book are very cool, and they're drawn by Pat Eiler, Mountain Foot, friend of the channel, Foot of the Mountain Adventures, has done the maps for
Oh, that's awesome.
the things. He's an admin on our Discord and a good friend of the show, and actually helped make your characters earlier on. And I'm enjoying describing these to you as you go. So this 30-foot chamber ahead, there are several, as you now sort of step forward, you can see several bodies face down or face up. You see what looks like a man dead on the floor, his head a yard or two away from his body. And these creatures everyone make observation rolls. You get upper hand because you're seasoned guy.
Like a boss.
I think Insil is walking around blindfolded. Because he has noticed nothing.
Yes. Well,
You can use grip, to re-roll. No?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a 10.
Okay.
I only managed 7.
It's because I wasn't. They're probably all like, God,
You
that
also
door
read-
was tiring.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm just there going, oh, good
Yeah.
job, chaps.
This looks like a Gurrigan.
A what?
This is a lesser goblinoid creature.
What, the thing there?
The thing on the floor, the non-human things on the floor, and there's a bunch of them. And from the looks of it, it looks like this man was surrounded by a group of them, had butchered a bunch of them, but then had his head cut off. There is blood all up the wall. Everyone make grip rolls, because this is a
How
horrific
does
scene
one
of
do
murder.
trying to get 7
Add
or
your
more and
will.
2 dice.
Add your will, 9 or more.
Oh, thank you. No,
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Oh,
Okay, so lose a grip.
they're only little. They don't.
It's a horrible sight. You, in your mind's eye, you imagine what this man in
Well,
his
I
last.
imagine that's Lord Edmund, and he's been ripped apart by these creatures. So
Yeah.
yes, I feel nauseous at the idea that he was brought down in such a way by such foul
Could be
monstrosities.
coincidence. Maybe his head just fell off.
I'm kind of hoping it is. I'm just kind of hoping it is him, so this is easy.
I'm going to draw my sword.
Oh, you got to take the time out of combat to draw your sword. Okay, you draw your sword.
And I've got sword and thingy, because that way at least I can throw it and get my shield out.
Is anything moving down there?
In the room?
There's one of them.
No, you
Oh,
heard a
multiple.
noise.
Okay.
There are two doorways.
We can't see that.
You can't hear anyone. You can't see anyone that's moving. This room has kind of blood plastered all over it. This guy lying on the floor next to him is a two-handed sword. He's wearing some sort of chainmail, basic armor, nothing fancy. But clearly he painted the walls with their blood before they took him down. And this scene is horrific. You imagine what this guy... There are like 10 of these Gurrigans like around him, and it's like horrifying. The two doors, one on the left and one on the right, they're slightly open. And you can now hear that on the left there is some sort of noise going on in that room. Like kind of noise.
Oh, I'm heading down to the room. I mean, that's
Okay, so
I want to see if this is
you step to the left, and
Who's
as
holding the torches?
I've got a torch in one hand.
Yeah, I've got
torch in one hand. So
Alright.
this door is slightly ajar. You could probably squeeze into the room, but you can't see from the kind of wedge of light that you're casting into the room. You can't see what's in there. There's this horrible noise in there, though.
Okay.
You're going to squeeze through into the room?
I'm going to squeeze it into the room.
Okay, you
that's it, yeah.
squeeze into the room. As you do, something screams in the room. Like a dead cat. And as you turn to the side, there is a mummified cat, quite large, staring at you with horrible, haunting, purple eyeballs that have that, the cat's eye look. But there's something unnatural about them. Make a grip roll. This thing behind it.
Yes.
Okay. Behind it, there are two sort of clay jars. It seems to be presenting and guarding these two clay jars behind it. And it's between you and them.
About the room, so I've lost track. We're going to a room that's got all these bodies in, and now we've got a jar. And
So you went into this room, 30-foot square room.
oh, sorry, I thought I was just getting into the room.
No, you've got
There
into
was
Oh,
a
okay, I've utterly
You've gone
misinterpreted
into
this.
a different room.
Okay,
on
you
the
can just
left.
peek your head round the corner then, if that's what you want to do.
I thought I was going into the room.
No, sorry. There was a room to the left.
Oh no. So
Okay.
I thought I wanted to go into the room and help out the guy.
Okay.
I will go and do this.
That-
if you want,
no,
but
no,
I'm
no,
misinterpreting
no,
it, so
that's
I'm telling
fine.
you what you
That's
are
fine. We can go
saying.
back. So you step into the room with the bodies scattered
Yeah,
around.
I want to
this
check
guy
out
in
the body
middle
because
of
that might be Lord
Okay.
Edmund. So I want to check.
This guy is muscular, robust, clearly weather worn, and his head lying sort of at a jaunty angle to one side with a big pile of
Jaunty
blood.
angle.
Big pile of blood coming out of it.
Winking.
He has a missing eyeball, like that's not a wound that he received in this room. It's a wound he received a long time ago.
Okay.
It's clearly not Lord Edmund,
Okay,
but
that's,
probably you were told that he had a very capable warrior at his side as like his man,
Yeah.
you know, and it seems like this is probably the chap.
Okay.
The creatures all around are dismembered in horrible fashion, bits lying everywhere, and it seems that no one has cared about this battle. However, you can see that the door at the end again. There's
So
blood.
there's two doors out of here, aren't there?
There's a door to the left.
Yep.
And there's a door ahead with blood tracks heading that way.
I think we should go to the door to the left because
Okay.
kind of we know what's in there.
Okay.
But
You
So
don't
you're
have
not
to.
following me. You're
You
going
don't-
to go to the
you
other
don't-
one.
look,
Okay.
We're in the middle.
You're
Okay, in the
all
middle.
you're all in this
Okay,
room.
okay,
You're
fine.
there. You're
We're all
standing.
there.
You're like, whoa,
Okay.
what the fuck?
Yeah.
how far
It's
away?
not Lord Edmund, but what the hell's going on?
How far away was the claymore?
It's just next to his body, he's been
Can I just
swinging
kind
it.
of-
Someone chopped his head off, and he just
Can I just
dropped
kind
it.
of saunter over and pick it up?
I was told you're not allowed sharply.
All mirrors.
As you reach down to take it, it disappears. No, you can pick up the two-handed sword.
Excellent.
Sorry, Fabius Bar.
I think we should look at the room to the left.
And then I'll just saunter back to the group
Because-
very casually.
If he was here, and that's where all the blood is, then if someone was going to go and hide whilst he was killing things, that's probably where you'd go.
Good thinking, Doormaster. I'm going left.
If you
Okay,
want to try
you're going to
those.
squeeze through the gap into the doorway. Okay, as you squeeze through the gap of the doorway, you see to
I
your
think
left.
we should pull the door open a bit so we can go in without.
No, it's a
squeezing.
push. It's a push.
All right, I think we should push the
Okay,
door.
I'll.
I mean,
Okay, you kind of-
I feel duty bound.
Okay,
Keep
well,
the door open. and
roll.
Push the freaking
Fine,
door.
I will help him push the door. That's
Yes,
the way
I'll
he wants
push
to
the
go.
door.
Yeah,
do.
9. So
Yeah,
yes.
okay. You push the door open,
I
and
just
the
stand
light
back and
goes
wait
into
for
the
door
room,
to
and
be
there's
open.
Cool,
and you
excellent,
see
we found it, yeah.
this large cat creature wrapped in very tight and thick bandages. Actually, as I've now
More of the silk.
They are in front of these two clay jars that look vaguely like urns or sarcophagus-shaped little...
Like the little things that the Egyptians kept body parts
that
in.
kind of mummified, embalming
They're also called
vessels.
We all know what it's called. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Christ.
It seems to be protecting them, and it hisses at you.
Grip test.
Yes, everybody now, because... and you can do it again, because you didn't go in before.
I made the test.
Oh.
9. I have failed my grip roll.
How's that?
Oh!
I haven't passed the grip
That's a
roll.
5. That's all good.
Excellent.
I have
Okay.
not successfully passed any grip rolls.
Yeah.
Well, it's just weird for you. I mean, you'll notice it after you, sir.
I can open a door, but I can't pass a grip roll.
That is a really useful thing now, because my character doesn't want to put the effort in.
I'm telling you.
I was like, must go through the door.
Yeah, if you run out of grip, you're done.
Yeah.
Give me your character sheet. Okay, cool. So, what are you doing? This creature is going. Seems to be hissing at you. Everyone make observation rolls.
God.
Who's looking in the room? If you have eyes of the hawk, or whatever it is,
No.
then you have upper hand. So you roll
did
two.
roll it.
Oh, you passed. Okay.
8.
No.
8. So.
Okay. You passed. Okay. So as this creature rears up and everyone goes, "Whoa!" Rudiger, you look across the room. You're not distracted by this creature. And you see that some of the bricks on the far wall look like they may be loose, or that they're a slightly different colour. Maybe that there's a doorway that's been bricked over or something on the other side of the doorway, on the other side of the room. Okay. Okay, what are you doing? This creature is hissing at you. It's between you and this. You are aware of this. Everybody else, this is a little room, 30 foot wide, 20 foot deep.
With a
There's
hissing cat.
Hissing cat. It's a big fucking thing, though. You
You
don't
mean
want
panther, or you mean in cat?
No. So it's halfway between the two.
Okay, lynx.
So like a lynx.
Yeah, like a lynx size.
Bad
But it is
kitty.
undead. It is wrapped in.
It's an undead
all this
monstrosity.
stuff.
It needs to be destroyed. I will
Okay,
step
hold on,
forward
is
and
it-
try and
let's
hit
roll
it.
initiative.
Is it
Roll
silk?
initiative.
Is it wrapped in the silk?
It is wrapped in the silk, and the silk
is it
that is
a
wrapped.
D3?
D3.
D3.
I knew.
Oh,
I've got 3 dice. No.
Quite
roll
good on
2
the
dice.
initiative.
No.
And
Well, we all know I'm going first.
add your wit, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think I'm going second.
Okay, I'm
Going
on
last.
3,
2.
2, and you are Yothbert.
Yothbert.
Gottfried?
Gottfried is on 4.
Oh, again. Okay.
It's okay. I'm only gonna
Incel.
last 3
I don't
more
want to say
grip ones.
incel.
I'm only going to last 3 more grip tests, and then I'm loon.
Oh, it's
So,
undead, so it's not on 3, it's on 2.
5.
5! Whoa!
Well, that's kind of,
where I-
right, because you
that's
go
where I
first and then I
Okay.
kind of walk through.
That's where I live. Fine.
Okay.
Are we all in the same zone?
This has an armory. You are all in the same zone. This is like close quarters, small room. There's no, if you step out back into the other room, you are in a different zone.
Yeah.
And you can do ranged, but you will have a penalty to do it because you're shooting through a doorway with lots of people in the doorway.
I shall stab him with my stabby sword. What do I need to roll to hit?
Now, I'm just
It's
checking
armour.
this.
Armour adds
Armour
to its
is about
natural
8.
So
defense.
its armour is 7,
Right.
Cool.
Its armour is 7.
which is lower than the normal.
Is it
Isn't
hard
it?
to hit
It's
because
8
it's
to
small?
hit.
Yeah,
So
8's
it's
the
7.
base.
So it's 7.
It's smallish and not made of.
Yeah, it's not very
Information.
tough.
In that case, I shall use 3 in the 1, plus my 3 wit, to
Yeah.
do 2 damage.
Okay,
But
cool.
I get -1 because it's a light weapon, so I do 1.
1 damage.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Every little helps.
It does.
I
Right.
literally ran out of it.
I'm gonna whomp it.
With your claymore.
I've just picked up, yes.
I think you should break.
So I've got 4, 3, claymores. I haven't got the stats for it, because I only just
Maybe
picked
it's
it up.
probably brawn.
Some of the
Brawn.
acid
Okay,
blood.
so I'll hit on a 9,
That's next week.
on a 4 and a 3, and do use a 6
Okay.
for the damage.
With
so does
that's
that crit it again?
That's a critical.
That's a crit, yep.
And you get +1 for a heavy weapon.
If you
Yeah,
got a heavy
your
weapon,
heavy weapon is +1.
yeah, it's
Yeah, plus one,
I'm
yeah.
using.
Okay, so
nothing.
so you're all in
Yeah,
this
I'm using a
room.
heavy.
Yeah.
So you're all in this room. You all kind of
This is what
stumble
minus
in.
one is.
Oh, sorry, I should only be on initiative 3. Sorry.
You're next anyway.
Okay.
So you all stumble into this room, and Rudiger kind of goes, "Ugh!" And then you just step in and go, whack! And the new two-handed weapon you have that is kind of got gore and blood and stuff. You haven't had enough time to clean it yet.
No, yeah.
You just kind of bring it down on it, and this cat creature kind of smashes across the floor.
200 weapon, you can have that. It's just been all a straight one, and then you don't get the -1 initiative.
Well, yeah. I think this is a heavy
Okay.
thing.
Yeah, it's a heavy weapon.
Okay.
Heavy
Is
weapon.
it dead?
It is destroyed.
Destroyed.
Let me just check. It doesn't get anything.
If you help me, I think at the other side of this room, I'm going to walk across and
Yeah,
start
didn't get a
to
chance.
start
Oh,
to
yeah.
loosen some stones.
So they do also
I
do
shall
crits on
loosen
a
some
5 or
stones
6.
out of the way.
Yeah, nice.
Rudiger, your door sense thing.
Okay, so the creature's
my
gone.
door sense is tingling. I think, I think there is a door here. I shall loosen some stones.
Okay, as you do
Come,
that.
help
I'll
me.
take a look at the
Help
charts
me.
as I walk past.
Yeah.
You know, they got some sort of. Does it look like there's the ash of a dead person or something like that?
Yes.
Okay,
In
then
fact.
People
leave
so
it.
underestimate a
Is-
door
okay.
opener.
Is was this
I
wrapped
think-
in the kind of fresh silk from the?
It looks more crusty than.
Okay, so
than
it's not fresh silk.
No, than the kind of
Okay,
large.
I will
skeleton
use the
creatures.
crusty silk to clean the blade. Does the sword look nice?
It's a very. It's not ornamental in any
Oh,
way.
terrible.
Wait, but it is very well made and it has very good balance.
Oh,
That doesn't matter to you though. It doesn't have any shiny gems on it. It looks like a proper professional who commissioned someone to make a very good weapon with no ornamentation.
it's rather crude, but it's effective.
I'm going to stop what I'm doing. I'm going to turn round and I'm going to tut at everyone. Can't believe you're all stood there looking at some bloody sword and I found a door.
And it's like pulling away the stones, and Insel is
That's
helping.
a wall, not a door.
And as they're removing, then suddenly, like a few taken out, a load of bricks fall down, and you see that hidden behind this wall is a passageway into a rough chamber, a rough tunnel that leads in to the left, and there's a strange smell, acrid smell coming from ahead of you.
Well spotted.
I'll just walk up to him and just say, "Good show."
We may get some advantage on our foe.
This seems good. I like it.
Okay, so you're going to head in.
Memory recalls you got a pretty good sense of smell.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Smell anything?
This smells. Make a observation roll with your sense of smell.
No, because I took that off to get +1 wit.
Oh, okay. Well, then don't make an
My,
observation roll with 2 dice.
My
And
memory.
you, and you. Yeah, your memory share.
Oh,
you got 10. It
just
smells
don't make me make a grip roll.
acrid and acidic. Okay.
Oh, I hate rooms that smell acrid and acidic. Can't
As you
stand them.
enter the chamber, you enter the corridor and you head along. It broadens out into a chamber, and this is a rough, natural cavern. And it seems that these natural caverns have been lying alongside these old carved
This doesn't look like
corridors.
a proper crypt, does it? I mean, it's not been. They built the crypt inside these caverns, but this seems like something that was there
Bit
before
rougher.
before
Older.
the crypt.
However, to your left, you can see that someone has... There seems to be some sort of tunnel that heads down. And someone has carved very crude steps into it going down. However, between you and this staircase, there is a 30-foot room filled with stalactites that are dripping a disgusting fluid onto the floor. And the floor itself seems to be this strange pool of green fluid that is kind of sinking into some kind of sinkhole in the middle of the room. And you see that there is a way down into a deeper part of the crypt. However, to get there, you will need to pass a wit check to safely cross the room.
Well, I'm all good for doing this.
Yeah, I'm not.
But there seems to be a staircase down into the depths.
Well, obviously, Lord Edmund didn't come this way, so this doesn't seem like the correct way we should be trying to follow and find his.
Unless, of course, there's valuables down there.
Yeah, I haven't thought of that.
Well, it clearly took care to hide the place. There must be something of worth down there.
But not properly. You surely put the valuables in where you're properly carving and doing the really ornate stone and artwork that we've seen earlier.
Well, you wouldn't keep your valuables all on display, would you?
So in a crypt, you might. I don't know. I've never designed a crypt before. I think you would. Yes.
Get a Doomsayer's Guide and you can design a crypt for yourself.
Yeah, but them little fellas, what was dead, maybe they've looted the place. I mean, they weren't crypt decoration, were they? You know, I don't think they're meant to be here.
I'm not going down there unless
It's got a good
something's
point.
come after me.
He's got a good point. The Gurrigan aren't. They're found in their own caves. You know,
That's true.
they're good at tunneling and finding ways between crypts.
I think we should go and have a look. There might be something
The
of
idea is
worth.
we're looking for
Across this.
Lord Edmund's body.
Oh, right.
Well,
Lord Edmund, he might still be alive.
That may be
well,
the case, but there
perhaps-
could be some
perhaps
cash.
If I run and you run closely behind me, you can stand in my footsteps.
It looks definitely dangerous. That acidic horror that's dripping from the ceiling.
I'm just trying to get him some bonus.
Yeah, they're not going to.
I don't know.
You can
I
cheer
think-
him on.
I think it's worth a nose.
Okay. Are we going?
I think we should.
In the previous room, next to the jars, was there a crypt? And could we basically use something to make like a surfboard to skate across, or make stepping stones?
What's the
Something
dangerous
we
bit?
can
Is the
use?
stuff dripping from the
It's
ceiling?
dripping and the floor. It's like the
Okay.
floor is slick with it. You might stumble over and bump into a stalactite.
I
But the
wanna
stalactites
go-
are dripping everywhere.
We could get a chair.
Oh,
We could get a chair.
Is this
to
where you
snap
do
it into
like?
four,
Oh god,
right,
here
and we
we
could
go.
make little stilts.
right. I want to go to the room with the dead bloke with the sword, and I'm dragging his body here, and I want to throw it in the green stuff to see what it does.
Good idea.
Excuse me. Right, you go and grab his body and you throw it into the. You're gonna like
Maybe I
this.
can step on it.
Everyone make a grip check.
No!
Oh God, we're going to go insane.
As you throw.
Oh my god! Oh, double six!
Oh wow, double one! Snake eyes.
Nine.
I don't think
God.
that's a critical
No,
fail.
So I don't.
Who failed?
Me.
Does that mean I also pass the next one?
No.
So I double six?
No.
Is it?
No,
it's
no.
worth it. Though.
No. Okay,
I'm just
so you
amazed I
throw
passed it.
his body into this acid, and as you watch it, and the body starts to move as gas pockets in the body are released, and it's almost as like the body is juddering, even though he's been dead for quite a while, as you throw him into the acid, and you're like.
We ain't going this way.
No.
We definitely didn't go this way.
However, it took a little while for it to start, so you think there are a couple of little steppy, stony rocks. If you hop, skip, and a jump through, you might be okay.
There's acid dripping everywhere. And this isn't the way the Lord Edmund came, so I think we should go the other way.
I think this is where I'd keep my valuables.
You go first.
Hey, I haven't got a torch, but if other people are going, I'll go.
Give me your torch. Here.
Will other people come? Because I don't want to.
Okay. Is it 2 dice or more than 2 dice?
What if there's a door? I need Rudiger to open it.
There's just stairs. He's a doormaster, not a stairmaster.
11.
8,
Okay.
9. Yeah.
So as you're standing there, there's not just this stairway down. There's another exit over there and another exit to your right. It's kind of a 30-foot wide round chamber. There's a stairway down that you're like.
I'm the other side of the acid.
Have you gone across?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so did I.
Right, so you've gone to the staircase. You're gone as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so the two of you jump across, and as they jump across, you see from the far right there is some light from that corridor suddenly lights
So
up.
which corridor?
So you're in a 30-foot chamber.
Yes.
You've come in through a corridor.
Yep.
There's a stairway there.
Okay, I wasn't aware of the other two
Yeah.
stairways.
No,
Okay.
you weren't until suddenly this light came on, and it's kind of lit up an entranceway for you on the other side because it's quite dark.
So there's
stalactites and
Alright,
acid
so
dripping.
a
So-
staircase over there and another staircase.
No, not a staircase, just a tunnel.
So this is on the other side. So there's the acid,
Yep.
and on
So-
the other side there's three.
Yes,
the other way.
basically the whole room is
Where
full
we
of
are,
acid.
staircase, other thing.
Yep. And then now that you see it, there's a way round.
So you two have gone to the staircase that you could see, I'm guessing.
Yes, they've skipped over to the staircase because that was available at the time. You then see this light come on in this other corridor.
But that's before or after the acid.
It's
Other
beyond
side of the
acid.
So
acid.
everything's on the other side of the acid. Okay.
You are like you've entered a room which is
Yeah.
full of acid.
Yeah.
And there's like
Can I look?
Oh.
Can I look round at the top of the staircase to see if there's some kind of lever or pulley or something that would
stop the acid.
would like raise things out of the ground?
Stop the acid.
Oh yeah. You have to go. Oh
Right.
no, sorry, that's labyrinth.
Okay.
Yeah, so,
Insil's going to try and get across the
Okay, right.
so
corridor.
are there mechanisms to, like, any like switches that could literally stop acid?
It's like stalactites dripping acid.
Yeah, no, I get that, but stalactites could have been created artificially
Sure.
by the substance.
That's a fair question. No.
Okay.
Go for it.
God, I can do it. I can do it. Fucking tunnels.
Are you coming to the staircase then?
Yes. Yeah, it's not going to the light.
The light bit.
You know we've got both torches now, right?
Yay! Okay, you hop, skip, and a jump. You hop, skip, and a jump. Yeah, up, whoa, through towards the corridor with the acid. Split the party at 10:15.
So I've missed the points. I don't know. I utterly missed. Yeah. Well, I thought we go across the acid, and then you've got 3 corridors.
So I'll draw you a little map.
Let's do a map.
I'll draw you a
'cause
little map.
every time you describe it, it sounds different.
But the two people with the torches are in one place.
I've got a torch.
Why didn't you come to the stairs?
It's the light.
Do you have a tinderbox?
Moth bears are drawn to light.
Well, there's just-
Oh, okay.
Do you
like
have a
that.
tinderbox?
Yeah. The whole room is full of the acid.
The whole room.
How are you going to
The whole
light your
room is full of
torch?
acid. You guys started here.
Yeah.
Okay.
We went to the
I'm
staircase.
going to draw this really highly detailed. Show this really highly detailed.
Your power descriptions weren't good enough.
Yep. You see where the
Okay.
arrow is. And you've seen this, and then a light has come across here, lit here, that has shown you also that there's a door, a corridor here, because it's kind of the
Shadow.
shadow of that line of the wall.
So I've gone to the other corridor. Or
So
have
you've
I
gone
to
over
the light?
here.
Yeah, I'm there.
Yeah.
I
There's
shall
light.
throw a
There's
torch across to where he is.
Okay, you throw a torch across. You hear a voice. Hello, hello. Don't. Who's there? Who's there?
Is this in the light bit?
What was the name of the
I'm
chap we were
Insil.
looking for?
Make an observation roll.
What was the name of the chap we were looking for again?
Lord Edmund.
Hey,
8.
that's it.
Is it
You failed.
a posh sounding
So no,
voice?
As you land and you kind of step forward, your foot hits a little wire, and you hear a little ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling, which is obviously this
I found
guy's
the doorbell.
this guy's early warning system, which is pretty pointless because you've all been shouting and screaming in the room. And a man appears. He looks like someone who has a large rucksack on his back full of lots of gear with various bits of like climbing equipment attached to it, various pots and pans. He's got a little leather skull cap, and he's kind of like,
I think we've just found Samwise Gamgee.
Who are you then?
my name's Arto.
Uh-oh.
I'm Lord Edmund's bagman.
Ah.
I managed to. As he's kind of coming along, you see that various parts of his rucksack are like slightly burnt by acid. They're all dead. They're all gone. They took him.
Well, that
They're
answers that
dead.
question. Wait,
They're gone.
he's dead or they
They
took
took
him?
him. They took him. No, the big guy. He's dead.
What about Lord Edmund?
They took him down. The things. The big things.
Right, big things took him
The
down.
skeleton things.
Perfect sense right
They
now.
took him to the moth bear. Big moth bear.
What colour was it?
blue.
Yeah, told you.
What's going on over there?
There's a big one down there. There was a big fight. I've been hiding here past the acid because it's safe.
Right, calm down. We're here.
Who are you?
I'm Insil, a noble roguelike figure with good renown in the community. I got silver tongue.
Okay. Make a wits roll to deceive an NPC.
Over 30 days, please. Nailed
So
it.
Oh, yeah, okay. It's like, oh,
Here comes the charm.
it's a pleasure to meet you, Master Insil.
I'm sure I've heard of you somewhere.
Back there we got
In the wanted pages.
Running the Doormaster.
Oh,
Scholar
Doormaster,
there.
that'll come in handy. There are lots of doors in here.
Told you.
I'm swinging on some alcohol.
You're not there.
Scholar and local beggar boy we connected up. He followed us in here.
So where is your master? Where is?
Are you
Lord
shouting
Edmund?
across the chamber?
Yeah.
They took him down into the lower depths. I merely carrier of gear, and I would hand them their weapons when they were ready to do battle. They were surrounded by those Gurrigans, whilst he was a huge chap. Whilst he fought them, I fled, and to my shame,
Smart lad.
I hid here beyond this. He points at the acid on the floor. The Gurrigan don't want to come beyond this. They're scared of this.
Oh, I say, have we found a caddy?
He looks round.
I will say, leaning around the corner, holding a torch.
So by down, so the room where you're the swordsman, the big guy, where he died. They went straight on down.
I don't know. I fled from there. The battle ensued. I was sitting back in the chamber behind, but there were noises going on. There was a room with a pit and strange creatures down beneath it, and I just fled down here, and this was the best way to go. We there was a door open. I think there was blood. They dragged Lord Edmund through it. I ran through there. They took him down some stairway, and I just fled round. He points to the corridor you haven't explored yet. I came from there. They took him through, and I'd followed, but then I ran. There was a moth bear with caterpillar bears, and it was horrible and disgusting.
Do you
the stench was vile.
To have Lord Edmund's sword and ring on your persons?
No.
Well, I say, if you wish to continue as a caddy, I could certainly use one.
Pardon?
You carrying past them their weapons,
There's
yes?
a lever here. He points behind him to the chamber that's behind him. I've been bunking down in this little room. There's not much here, and no one seems to have come here, so I thought it would be safe. I've been bunking down here, but there seems to be some sort of lever.
Why don't you pull the lever?
I didn't want to in case it led somewhere dangerous.
Why don't you pull the lever?
I didn't want to in case it led somewhere
said
dangerous.
he didn't want to.
Here! Pull the lever!
But you're not in here.
Pull the
Oh, you
lever.
are?
Let's see what it does.
Okay, so are you going to go with him?
Yeah, but how long have you been down here?
Like a couple of days.
Do you want some food?
I'm fucking hungry.
Yeah, have a ration.
Oh, thank you.
I
That's
am drinking.
uncharacteristic of you. He points out to this room behind, and there's a helmet in the corner that he's clearly been using as a toilet. And then at the end, there's another little windy corridor. There's a lever, and he goes over and he pulls it, and it opens into the ravine that you came from earlier on. And there's a strange kind of slow grinding. And the door opens, and you recognise that it's moonlit now. But you recognise the ravine that you came from.
Now, don't you feel like a muppet you didn't pull that lever on you?
I was terrified. I didn't know what I could pull or what I couldn't, whether it would bring Gurrigans or moth bears or... Oh, he seems to be more of a villager than him.
He didn't specialise in doors.
No, he didn't specialise in doors or anything. He specialised in carrying stuff.
Well, would you like to earn some coin?
He turns to you and he says, maybe you can make some use of this. And he throws to you a dose of medicine, and he runs out the door.
He's gone.
Bugger.
I think we should go down the stairs, because if they went down the stairs, it should all lead to the
you're
same
saying
bit.
he pointed down the other corridor, didn't he?
He
No,
went
he
down
said
the
they
other
took
corridor,
them.
and then they went down the stairs.
He said they took them to a lower level.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to hand you the torch that
I
someone gave
hold
to
the
me.
torch.
Rudiger,
Yeah.
you better watch out, or these lever things are going to replace your job.
That's automation, robotics coming in and taking away
There's
jobs.
just no need
Yeah,
for that.
Gottfried will go.
Why don't you stand a little bit more in the light?
I stand a little bit more in the way.
And then acid.
I'll say, can you hold my torch so I can get my bow out?
Right, what are you guys doing? You're all now on various sides of a big acid
Can we
pool.
go down the stairs?
Well,
No, we want to go down the other
well, he
the
said
other
that he took the
corridors where
chap.
where
He
the
said he
guys
took the
came
chap
from.
down into the lower levels, and that goes
He
down to
said
the
he
lower levels.
took them down that way, and then he ran around through some corridors
Yeah.
back to this area.
But you said they took him down into the lower levels,
Yes.
and the lower levels are down
Down
those
the stairs.
stairs.
Okay, I'll
Yeah.
cross over to where those two are then. No,
Acidy goodness.
Take 2 damage.
that's
Vigor.
Vigor, isn't it? Yeah. Okay.
Come on in, Sil, get your ass over here. We're going down
Make
these
a roll.
stairs.
Right.
Oh, 11! Oh, nice! You're like, whoa. You got a big splosh of acid on the
I
side
would
of
make a
your
Bionic Man reference, but I don't think anyone's
They do that in everything now. Even
I had my
kids,
shield
it's
on my
like-
head when I went in, so yeah, I slipped on something else.
Yeah, you slip your boot worn through or something. Okay, so you make your way to the
Yofpa, I found this helmet.
stairs.
No,
Okay,
that's revolting.
okay. As you're standing at the top of the stairs now, and you pause for a moment. You realise the last few minutes everyone's been talking and shouting and throwing things. And as you're standing there listening, everyone make observation rolls with the upper hand. And if you have the upper hand, roll 4 dice.
So roll 3.
With the
No,
upper
no,
hand.
I'm not even close. If I had all
So
three
ten.
together, I don't make it.
With the
Same.
upper hand.
Yeah.
I rolled
And a third die.
5. Ah, look at your decadence.
7.
I got 7 on 4 dice.
Okay.
No.
You contemplate the dripping of the acid.
No,
we all-
burning of
did
my
we all
foot.
fail?
The burning of your foot is overtaking that. The adrenaline is pounding in your ears as you charged across. And you guys are like laughing at these two, like having to run across the acid.
Yofpa, how hurt are you?
A bit. Yeah, the foot hurts. I'll be fine.
Alright. I'll go throw him the medicine just so he's got it. He'll be more responsible.
Thank you.
Okay.
I shall lead the way down the stairs,
Okay.
Good.
just in case.
I like the way it sounds like your character's shouting. He says, I will lead the way down the stairs.
He got hit in the head.
Well, he's
What,
the
Simon,
doorman.
another character.
Yes.
You have to announce your intention.
Okay, so you're going down the stairs saying,
Yes.
I will lead the way.
With the torch.
Okay.
I'll follow
As you
that.
head down the stairs, everyone roll initiative. You hear the scream of small goblinoid
Initiative.
creatures and
Oh, no,
several
wow.
Gurrigan,
How bad's that?
5 to be precise, run up the stairs.
Ooh.
However, you have seen Gurrigan before. These look scared into combat.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, we know there's a moth bear caterpillar thing down there.
Is it a moth
blue,
bear
a
pig?
blue moth bear? I mean, wow.
Where is
Okay,
that?
so
That'd be a great trophy.
Is it Moth Bear Pig? Super cereal.
Okay. So you're in the same zone as them. Everyone else is in the zone behind. There is a zone beyond them and a zone behind you, which is full of acid.
2.
Yothbert.
Yeah.
Yoth.
With my -1, I'm on 3.
What's your character's name?
Gottfried.
Gottfried. Insil? Quick.
Sorry, only 4.
Slacker.
You are Rudiger. Yeah. Okay, so the Gurrigan and Rudiger go first. So the 5 of them scamper up. 2 of them will get to attack you. And you get to attack one of them.
Okay.
So go for it.
Well, I get to do something else other than attack, don't I? Like draw my shield.
You've got your. That's not taken into account. You've got. The last thing you said was, I've got my shield and my sword and my torch.
Yeah.
So that's what you're equipped with. Oh, I need a third. You need a third die as well.
That's fine, I'll roll this one. Oh, I should have rolled that. No, honestly, it's fine.
So, need what's your armour?
10.
10! Oh shit, I miss you.
Yeah.
I don't have an armour score, so it's
8.
an 8.
8.
Did you get an 8?
Well, I can get an 8. It's just, so I'll use that one and that one and do 3 damage.
Okay.
2 damage is minus 1.
2 damage because it's minus 1.
It's a light weapon.
It doesn't have a vigour score for these guys. What's vigour normally? 6 plus your brawn?
6 plus brawn.
So 5 for these guys. So you did 2 damage. Okay, so one of them's on 3. So we've got.
It's 5. You sure?
5.
Unfortunately, that bloody one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 6 plus
Yeah,
brawn.
it's 6
It'll be
plus
fine.
brawn.
That's
That's
fine.
what I've got.
Okay, so 2 of them attack you.
Yeah.
One missed. The other one hit, doing 1 point of damage. Vigor. Right, next. Gottfried and Insil. You guys are a zone behind because you're on the staircase. He's gone down to the bottom into the chamber. There's 5 Gurrigan. You can step in and get involved.
Yeah.
But you're next. These 2 first.
Okay, fine.
Seeing as I'm holding the claymore, I will casually saunter forward and try and belt one with the claymore.
Go for it.
So I'll take that for 8.
Yep. So it's 2-handed.
Because I get +2. Yeah.
Yep.
And I will take the 5 for damage, which becomes 6, but it's a crit because it's a 5 with a claymore.
Is this a different one to the one he's fighting?
Yeah, why not?
Yep. Okay. You cut one in half. Blood sprays across the room, and this creature screams in despair as you cut it in twain. Insil.
Walk in, gonna hit one that he's not fighting with.
Go for it.
My hand axe. Bronzo +2, so I needed
You need an 8 to hit. So your 2 and your 4 will do it.
Yep, 8 and then 5 damage.
Okay. You stick one in the face, and its arms move around briefly for a moment, and then it drops. It goes limp, and you boot on the chest and pull your axe out of its body. Okay, cool. You're stepping in and wading in.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
What do we need? An 8?
You need an 8.
3, 5, 6, 7. Unfortunately not. Do 3 damage.
Okay. Fresh one or the one that he was fighting?
I'll protect him, one he was fighting.
Okay, right. So you step in. Ha ha! Boom! Chop it in the shoulder. Blood sprays out, covering your face. As is tradition. And you kill it. So there are 2 Gurrigan now.
I hate it when I get covered in blood. Oh, not a fight goes by when I don't get covered in blood.
Back round to the beginning.
Yeah.
The Gurrigan and Rudiger. So now, one is going to attack you, and one is going to attack. Who did you? You did a nasty one. So
I did.
So this is simultaneous. So even if you hit, you need an 8. So you got 2 and a 3.
I can hit him.
It's rubbish damage.
It's just rubbish damage.
Yeah.
So I'll go with the.
Okay, so you do 1 point of damage.
Yeah, pretty much. I can do 1 point of damage.
Okay. So the one on you, you got armor 10.
I've got armor 10. Yeah.
I rolled 3 2s. That's nothing. And what's your?
Only 9.
Okay. I have whip +1, so that's good. So that's 5 and a 3. That's 8 + 1 is 9. So 2 damage. Okay, right. So next it's Gottfried. This little Gurrigan with its little
Screw him
sword
and everything
stabs
he
you in the
stands
side.
So I'll take those two for a 9, and then deal 4 + 1, 5 damage.
Fresh one or injured one?
The one that hit me. I don't care which one it is.
That was the second one. 5 damage.
Yeah.
Okay. You pull your sword out and you run it through with your two-handed sword, and it's like lifted off the ground. These things are about 4.5 foot tall. You lift it off the ground. And it's like blood spraying out of its mouth, and it's like
I'm gonna have to get my shirt repaired, you little shit.
and it squeals as it dies. Insil.
Oh, there's still one left.
There's one left.
Yeah,
There's one left.
Going for it with my axe.
Okay. You got brawn bonus?
Yeah, +2.
Okay.
That's 8.
And 5 damage. Okay, right. I only had 4 vigour left. So you come in. Your attacks are like clean, deft blows of the assassin. And you're just like, Jason Statham. If you were holding a small baby, it would be even better. And you just like axe it to the throat. Blood sprays out in a wide like fan. You know, anime-style fan.
Covering Rudiger.
And you're all up your legs. The other one got you top waist up. This one gets you waist down. Yes, all the Gurrigan are dead. And you're standing in a chamber that has a series of mounds of kind of straw and moss, and gathered frayed cloth and material for around 20 creatures, sort of dotted around this 40-foot circular chamber. I'll draw you a little map.
What does medicine do?
Heals you.
Yeah.
How much?
Hang on. Let's consult the rules on the screen.
Yeah.
Just a spoonful
something
of
you have with
medicine.
jam.
Hang on. Let's have a look. Attacking. Consequences.
I was going to say, can you
Oh, you
control
can
F,
use a
but
dose
there's
of
no
medicine
keyboard.
once per day to restore 1 vigour.
1 vigour.
Yeah,
Wow.
this cannot be
Okay.
done in combat and takes a minute to apply.
Okay.
Medicine
So-
might be a bandage, tonic, salves, doses of primitive
Okay,
painkillers.
I will put a little bit of that on my foot. There we go.
Or a nice word. I shall use some of the hay to try and wipe off some of the blood.
You look battle torn, you know.
Hey.
Experienced, veteran. It's good look.
Yeah, I will use some of mine to try and patch up the mess that little shit bag did.
Okay. So you come down a staircase into a chamber where it's kind of a raised area in a natural cavern, and there's kind of a drop down either side to a small chamber to one side here. Beyond, you can hear movement, shuffling, running water. Maybe there's a underground river. This way, you can hear a strange,
Some kind of mothberry sound.
similar. That way.
Sounds blue to me.
Is that a moth
Hold on,
or
hang
a
on,
bear?
hang on.
I can't quite place
Mothbear.
Perhaps.
It's either half man, either half bear, half moth, or half moth, half bear.
Exactly. From that direction.
So in this chamber there is nothing else alive. It's just
No, this looks like a room where these Gurrigan were
Okay,
camping out,
yeah.
and there's literally like piles of dung in the corner. There's stuff lying around, and all their stuff is crap and shit, and their weapons are old and rusty, found from some old tomb or crypt somewhere. Funnily enough, you're in a crypt. These look like natural caverns that have had like some sort of breakthrough into this crypt complex, and these Gurrigan have just happened into the area.
okay.
You know, this happens. You've been on
Happens a
various
lot,
crypt
yeah.
ones and crypt runs, and this happens a lot. But you can hear what sounds like a moth bear from that direction.
I think we should go
Well, are moth bears intelligent, or are they just some sort of basically bear? Or
Not
bear intelligence.
not
Like
very
animals.
intelligence, but like
An animal.
a mother's intelligence over its children, kind of thing. Perhaps.
Okay. Well, that sounds like the biggest threat. That seems the thing that took Lord Edmund. So I think, let's go that way, shall we? And take out the moth bear before it attacks us.
I think he's right.
Has anyone got any rope?
I've got some chain if that's needed.
Got a crowbar.
I've got any rope. I've got a crowbar.
It's light rope.
Only solid and steel.
What were you thinking of use for a rope?
I wanted to get one of the beasties from out there and tie some rope around it and then throw it in. And if one of those cat things grabbed hold of it, we could pull it.
Caterpillar bears.
Yeah. We could basically pull it towards us and that would drag it away from its mother.
Caterpillar bear fishing. I like it.
Yeah.
How about this chain? That'd work.
Well, I
it's
think we should give it a go then.
It's a 10-foot chain.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not long enough to do that.
Okay.
That's like you're in the same zone.
Okay.
What if we just huck one up and see if they...
Let's chuck it.
I've got a bear trap. If anyone else has got a moth trap, then we might have
Combine the two.
I know, all we need to do is put a small flame in the bear trap,
think,
and it's a moth bear trap.
I think we'll just have to go with what we normally do.
Okay.
Otherwise, we could just push all the hay up the slope and then set it on fire. Just
Wait, what, hey?
There's kind of straw and
Straw around
stuff
this,
like
bedding
dotted
for these
around,
creatures.
bedding for these.
I think we should just go and deal with him.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm up for it.
I'm getting a bit cold now. I really just want to go home.
Okay. So you guys climb down this like little step. It's like a mini cliff, and you go through kind of a widening chamber. And as you do with your torches and your just torches, this room illuminates ahead of you, and there are stalactites from the ceiling.
Dripping acid?
Not dripping acid this time. And quivering in the corner, there is a large creature. Huge beast. This moth bear monster. And you can see, wrapped in silken thread against the wall, there is a figure. You can't see the face. You can't see the body. You can see the outline. However, you can see on the floor beside it a very shiny sword. And this creature is there between you and this body, which you assume is Lord Edmund. Everybody make grip tests.
No.
Oh, yes. I actually don't give a flying toss about this guy, apparently.
Oh, no, I didn't pass.
As it kind of, it makes a weird noise as it comes towards you. And you can see this thing is kind of shuffling and moving, and there are weird stab marks and like blood dripping, like a weird ichor dripping from it in various places. And it looks like this thing has been savaged in some way. Maybe they managed to get into a certain part of this dungeon, this crypt, and injure it, but then have to flee, but then they were attacked, and you're not sure. But Lord Edmund seems to be bound up on the far side of the chamber, and this creature is between you and him. And it comes towards you with something called Rampage.
No way.
I don't know, but that sounds cool.
Oh, when the monster takes damage, it may immediately make an against the odds attack against a target in the same zone as it. Nice. And it's hulking. Ranged attacks made against the monster have the upper hand. Okay, it's big. It's bloodthirsty, so if you have less than half your vigour, it gets the upper hand against you, because you're bleeding so much that it wants to go for you. And it's fearsome, so when you see it, make a grip test. Who failed?
Me.
Okay, so what's grip are you on?
2.
Oh.
2.
Well, I was on 4. I assumed I lost one. But
Yeah, you lose one.
okay.
Yeah.
That's 3 then.
Okay. Cool. Right, so initiative
Wonderful.
with this creature is called Mother. Okay, hang on.
Good mother.
So
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Intel's on 1.
Inso is on 1. Mother is on 3.
2.
Yothbert.
4, because as this thing's coming on, I'm dropping the claymore.
Gottfried.
So,
Oh,
6.
Rudiger!
Nice.
On a 6. Okay. So,
I mean, you're covered in blood.
as you guys all draw
You
weapons,
just lie on the floor and pretend to be dead, shouldn't I?
you all draw weapons, you enter the room, you draw successfully. You draw weapons, you step into the room, this creature rears up and comes towards you, and you all lash into combat. Rudiger, what are you doing?
Can I hold my action?
You can. I should say first,
Yeah.
before we enter combat.
What about the zones?
There are 4 zones in the chamber.
Yeah.
There's the one you're in. There's 2 between you and it, because the chamber's wide.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yep. And then the one it's in.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's kind of 2 in the middle and 1 at the far end.
Alright, so it's like 1, 2, 1.
Exactly. Like a hopscotch kind of thing. You know?
So would it be another 3 to get to where?
No, 2
No,
to get
2.
to it.
Because
No, he's in the same zone.
Leon, think
Yeah.
like that there and there.
Yeah. Lord Edmund is in the same
okay.
zone as the moth bear.
Got it.
I will hold my thing because I don't want to rush off. If this thing is like terrifying me. So I'm
It's
going to
pretty
wait
fucking
until
scary.
It does other people do things.
Okay. Gottfried.
I'm gonna shoot it.
Okay. It has armor 9.
But I get an extra dice, don't I? Now?
You do.
it's large.
You do.
Because it's hulking.
I'm just gonna have
So you get the upper hand, but you still need to get a 9 or more.
On 2 dice.
okay, so I'll take them to get the 9 plus 1, 10, and I'll take the 6 for damage.
Bloody hell. Still
Whoa!
rolled like 664.
Okay, hang on.
No,
I got-
I'm going to take
I
a
got the
little
plus
bit of
1.
paper here underneath my book here for the
that's Roger dice there.
Well, no,
So
it's because
6.
we get the extra dice because it's hulking.
because it's hulking
'cause you
for
get 4.
ranged attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, you lose the lowest dice, yeah.
Yeah, I took the lowest one away. I just
4
took the
dice.
bigger ones.
Okay, so your arrow shoots through the darkness between
And
the...
crit it right in the face.
hits it, and it's... This horrible noise comes out of it, but it keeps coming. It's go. It's going to move twice to be in close combat with all of you.
That means it doesn't attack this
It
round.
doesn't attack this round.
It's charging us.
Yep.
But once we start hitting it, it will get
Your
responses.
Yes.
Okay, well, I will try and hit it with my sword.
Okay.
Because is that just ranged combat that gets the extra dice?
Yes, it's just ranged
Okay,
combat
so-
because you're just fighting.
That's fine. Just wanted to check.
Mhm. So it's a 9 up.
9. 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yep.
4 damage.
Okay. You swing and your blade bites into its feathery fur. A weird, dusty blood kind of flies out in your face, and you're
Is it
kind of like,
gold?
No, it's revolting and disgusting.
Okay.
And you're like, Insil.
Doesn't it get his rampage?
Yes, it gets rampage. It's
Oh yes, it does.
return attack.
So it gets
Gets
to
to-
attack.
Let me just
So you
read the
can
rule.
attack.
When
It's
it also
on every
takes
single-
damage, it may immediately make an against the odds attack against a target in the same zone. So it's going to attack you back. I'm going to roll 4 dice.
Take away the biggest number.
Take away the biggest number.
Well, you're looking for 11s.
It's
Yeah.
got +3,
Okay, well, it's
so
a hit then.
13.
And
So that's a hit. You take 5 points of damage.
Wow.
Ow.
Now it gets.
I'm
Now it,
almost dead. Yep.
now it gets bonuses against you because it wants to kill
Because
you.
it's bloodthirsty, so it's
Yeah.
going to maybe keep going for you.
Well, I
Insil,
thought
your
11
go.
was good, but
So can I
obviously
move
not.
out of the zone?
can.
I'm going to go to Edmund.
No. No, so if you just move out of the zone,
Yeah.
like just a straight move, you have to make a wits roll, yeah? If you fail, I get to hit you.
You can do a disengage.
Or you can use your whole turn
Yeah.
to move out, and I don't get to hit you. But if you move out, you can then range.
Yeah. I mean,
I might get to hit you.
that's not
Me-
what I was thinking.
Using the whole action.
You
to
were
get out.
thinking, I gotta fuck off.
I'm going to go get the stuff so I'm ready to get out of him.
What do you, if you want to do that? You're going to make a wits roll to
I'm
get...
going to make a wits roll to get out.
Really?
So.
With
Okay.
such bad wits.
Well, that's
your
why
wits.
he makes
Plus
this bad
naught.
decision.
Oh my god. Okay, go for it. Go for it. I like it. You're a cutthroat.
Just imagine it's acid.
Oh. Oh! Okay, gets to hit you.
Shit.
Okay, so here we go. Here we go. I'm going to roll these in front of you guys. Whoa! Okay, so it's got +3.
So 9 is your target, yeah?
So it hits you,
Yeah.
and it does 5 damage.
Ow.
I'm dead.
Are you down to 0?
Yeah.
0 or minus?
0.
0. Okay. Okay, this is interesting because I want to check the rules.
Was betrayed.
No, seriously.
Basically, every time we hit it, we get to return fight. So, well,
Yeah, I'm
what am
quite
I-
happy, like, just cheesing it.
Remember what game this is.
Sorry, everyone. I tried to win the game for us.
Yeah, whatever. I tried to win the game for me. I'm trying to find the dying rules.
It's going to be in here somewhere.
Let's go with he's dead.
I don't know.
You're down.
Injuries,
you were always
I
my
would
least
have been
favourite.
What did you say?
But you were my least favourite.
Simon, did you hear that?
What's that?
He said,
Oh,
Yoff,
but you were always my least favourite.
okay, consequences.
I won't bury you afterwards.
Maybe wee on him.
You can spend a grip to re-roll.
Yeah, you can re-roll a dice, remember?
1 die.
Well, he doesn't re-roll anything because...
No. He
He can use a grip to re-roll that one.
Oh, okay.
On his wits roll to escape. I forgot to say it earlier
Yeah.
on.
Oh,
in which case-
So he didn't know he was going to be killed.
You
This
can
would
do
be
your
like,
grip.
okay.
Yeah,
Use your grip.
okay.
Put your grip
If you
to
want
one.
to do it, you can.
yeah, so
Yeah,
I'll
put
put my
your
grip to 1.
His grip's 1 anyway.
Oh,
Okay.
dear.
And then I get to re-roll.
You get to
one
re-roll that
dice.
one.
Yeah, just the
yeah.
one.
8.
No.
No,
Fail.
No.
still a fail.
So you...
So you're dead.
So you're gripped down to 0
Okay,
now.
so
No.
need
Well,
to
one,
know.
one.
his grip's at 1, but
doesn't
more
matter if his
importantly,
grip's at
his
0,
grip is
he's
at
dead.
0.
Yeah.
So, Incil goes to, as you're fighting Yothbert,
Yeah.
your blade digs into it. Incil goes, ha-ha! Darts between its legs, runs around its kind of frondy antennae, you know, the moth-like frills. But as you do, you brush one of them as you go past, and it turns, and it bites deep into your neck, and blood sprays all over Rudiger. And you gurgle and scream in front of Rudiger, and you die. Everybody make a grip test.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't think Yothbert would be upset.
No, Yothbert's not.
11.
You don't need to.
I really don't care.
Okay, you passed. You failed.
I never liked him.
Well, the blood, his blood spraying over you, makes you lose a point of grip. Okay, unfortunately, Incil is dead
Ah, for now.
for now. Okay,
Taking random affliction resets the
get to do
character's
my
grip
held
to
attack.
10.
so okay,
I get to do my held attack.
your go. Oh yes, you get to do your held
My
attack.
held attack.
Well, that's bad. Oh no,
What do I need to do?
no, it's armor 9.
It's fine because I get -1 to my damage.
No, but you only get plus 3.
Even if I hit it.
Yeah,
I
but
still
you always do 1 minimum. Okay, cool. So then it's Gottfried. You've just seen.
No, that was my.
Oh, that was your held
Held
attack. Right, now it's your go. Sorry.
Yeah.
Go for it. Oh, that is serious.
Okay.
No.
So.
Use those for hit.
Yeah. And there's 5 damage.
That's a critical.
No.
Oh yeah.
If you reduce to 0 points of vigour, flip a coin, tails they die, heads they're knocked unconscious.
Roll a d6. 1 to 3, you're dead. You're unconscious.
Oh,
Unconscious.
that ruins all my plans.
Flip that face down character sheet.
I was totally going to
Represent.
raise him from the
You're unable to do
Oh, they can.
anything.
Oh, I can't, he's
apart from
unconscious. If
slowly
he's dead, I was just going to
I'm
go,
slowly
yes. Go,
If you
minion.
want him to be dead, we can have him dead.
You
and
receive
raised
an entry and
as a
affliction.
ghoul, and he can play the ghoul.
And, yeah.
Well, no, not if he's actually not dead.
Should we do the crit?
Yes, do the crit. Right, so...
How do crits work? Because I
to roll
critted him
an
when I shot
injury.
him. Oh, he should
So
have had...
what you do...
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you roll a d3 and a d6, and you roll a d3 and a
The
d6.
big dice is the D3.
Okay.
Alright.
So 24.
So 2 and a 4.
2 and a 4.
Lose D3 vigor. So roll a D3, and it loses that additional vigor.
3.
How much damage did you do in the first place? 6.
6.
Okay. So
it's plus 9.
5, isn't it? 'Cause you get
5,
minus 1.
5. So 5, 8.
So first one, whatever that is
that's a 2. That's a 1.
Isn't it a D3 and a D6?
Yeah.
Lose 2
So
D6
21.
vigor instead if you are a monster.
2d6, wow.
Oh, you are a 1 and a 1. Sorry, 1
No,
D6.
it's 2 and a 1.
Oh no, 2 D6.
11.
Okay.
Wow.
Right. So you
So my arrow really screwed that.
really
thing up.
screwed it up. Okay, but you're hacking at it, you're beating on it. It's like severely damaged, but it's shuddering. Its body is shuddering, but it's still going. It's Gottfried's go again.
All right.
Pop out Kappa's. Oh, he gets his attack against me, so would you?
Oh yes, he does, doesn't he?
I go
Thank
for
you,
the-
thank you.
This is the.
This is the return attack. So I get a
4 dice.
no, it's
You
3.
don't get
3
4,
dice.
You want just 3 dice.
3 dice. Wait. I'm going to attack.
No.
So I get plus
Rum,
3.
rum,
So
Good.
I'm 10.
3, 6,
10.
7, 8.
Yeah.
So it'll hit for
Okay,
1.
that's 10.
Yeah.
So I hit for 1 point of damage. You hit for...
Okay, well, I'm going to scoop up my claymore because it's turned its back on me to hit him, so I'm going to kind of drop the bow, scoop the claymore up, and
Okay.
what do I need to hit it?
You need a 9.
4, 9 with the plus 2. I crit it for 7 damage.
Okay, right. So
That works.
you, as it's kind of gnawing on Insil's body,
Drop the bow.
you drop the
scoop
bow, bring
claymore.
the sword out, and you swing it down, boom, taking its head clean off. It rolls across the floor. Blood spraying across Rudiger. And this blood is disgusting. It's Icarus. It's horrible. It stinks.
Why do I stand in the wrong
And
place?
its head rolls across the floor, spraying all over the place. Insil's body drops to the floor. Maybe unconscious, maybe dead. You're not sure. You look up, and there is Lord Edmund's body pinned to the wall, weaved with silk to the wall. And as you're kind of standing there, you hear around you the surrounding sounds of caterpillar bears, a large number of them, crawling around in the kind of chamber around you. What do you wish to do? Not you.
I'm gonna lay still, unconscious.
Grab the sword. I'll grab him.
I'll grab
You
him.
grab him, and then we cheese it.
Okay. I'll race across.
Okay.
I'd like to bring his body back, but the sword and the yeah.
So what are you grabbing?
I'm going to try and remove him. I mean, I don't know if he's like strapped to the wall or
You're
something.
getting the
He is glued to the wall with this silk.
I'm going
There is
to
his
kind of-
sword lying on the floor.
Yeah.
I'm
So
just
then
gonna-
two of us are running over there.
Okay.
To the body.
Yeah, I'm just going to kind of
Yeah.
spring my
We
sword
wanna get
down
the body
behind
down.
him.
Right.
Right, make wits rolls
Is he
to
dead?
see how quietly you do this. What are you doing?
I
You're
am
grabbing.
grabbing. So I am going to try and stem the blood. With just
You're
just
very
sticks
good
of-
at opening doors, but
Okay.
stemming the blood.
Okay.
Let's have
He's just
a
gonna open
let's
my
have
wound.
let's have a roll.
2 dice.
Yeah.
Um, 8.
Oh, so close.
I would use a grip, but I can't. So I'll pick him up and get him
That's
out.
a good point.
bleeding.
Could use
Yeah,
grip.
pick him up and get him out.
What are you guys
I
doing?
suppose on
I
another
rolled
one.
1 dice.
I rolled a 9.
No.
Okay,
Although,
so
to be honest, I'm more
so
just
you're
trying
in
to get him-
armour though, aren't you? Yeah. So
I'm
you
trying to
guys,
get him off quickly.
you guys rush across and you're kind of grabbing stuff. You pick the sword up. You start to peel him off the wall.
Well-
He looks like he's dead.
Okay.
As you pull him off, you both notice that on his left hand he has the signet ring.
Okay.
And just leg it.
As you start to leg it,
Are you legging it with the body?
Yes.
Yeah.
the room around you starts to shift and shake as a large number of caterpillar bears start to come out of the nooks and crannies of the chamber and start to surround you in a large number, as if Mother herself had just recently laid a huge horde of creatures.
So we were at the entrance.
Well, you were kind of in the middle of the room.
No, because the zone.
Well, no, you had to go.
One,
yeah, and you had to go in.
There. He tried to go past the beast.
No, he went in to the room.
Okay, we definitely got him. Okay.
You got him. You got him.
Yeah.
You guys are all now in the middle of the chamber as a horde of caterpillar bears start to surround you from all angles. And as you're standing there, your torches burning and your weapons blazing, you've got Insil over your shoulder, you've had Lord Edmure in your hands. You watch as caterpillar bears start to fill the room and surround you. And we shall leave the episode there. That is our one shot for Best Left Buried. It was lots of fun. I think it's a really nice...
It works really well.
Yeah, really nice, simple system. No, it wasn't a TPK, but I wanted to end it with a little bit of dark foreboding. There is more... I did a bit of an abbreviated version of, funnily enough, of that adventure. There is a whole level 1. Is that working? And there is a whole level 2. Let me get that out. There's a whole level 2.
Nice,
all kinds of stuff, all kinds of information, about the adventure. And then in the Doomsayer's Guide, there's loads of stuff about the kind of basic setting. There's ideas that you can kind of branch off of. They're all kind of like 50-word, like, boom, little sample. Here's an idea for you, an alchemist tower, a crypt, a dungeon, and these kinds of things. Really cool stuff. Just like little tasters, so you can kind of run with it as you want. There are some zine, is that the right word? Zine? Yeah. Zines? Adventures. There's Kickstarters that have happened. There's all kinds of stuff going on. There's Doom to Speak, I think it's called, from Soul Muppet Publishing. And you can get this at the links below. I had a lot of fun playing that. I think that was really cool.
Don't underestimate the abilities of a door opener.
Absolutely. I mean, we all laughed in the live show when Simon said, I'm going to have an ability for opening doors. But it turned out rather handy.
And it gave me a good excuse to be at the front.
What do you guys think of the system?
I thought it was simple and cool.
Yeah, I think it's like
I also liked having my own personal door opener. I thought that was great. It was just a shame the caddy ran off.
Actually, I think if you think we actually did 3 combats.
Yeah, we did.
I mean, and some of our combats in other games last the whole session.
Yeah,
it's fast and
D&D
but brutal.
Yeah, fast, brutal, but fun.
I really like the grip.
Yeah,
I think you've got to. I think possibly if we're playing a slightly longer thing, you overplayed it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You've got. I mean, I've got +2. Even with +2, I've got a 50-50 chance of losing a grip. And grip's supposed to be used for a bunch of stuff. And if you have it all on horror,
absolutely,
I would never burn grip for anything else because essentially I failed 6 times.
Yeah,
and
you're out.
And that's it. My character's gone, and I've got.
Yeah, and I
in a campaign of this, I definitely wouldn't want to be a wizard
for the one shot,
which is fair. Yeah.
I definitely wouldn't want to be a wizard in this long term.
But I think
well, it'd be fun to try and
you have to spend all your you have to spend grip to use any wizard ability.
Absolutely.
And I just think doing that while trying to survive the horrors I would have just lost it like that.
You've got 6 grip, no real way of recovering it, and. Every time you say something horrible, bang,
vigor's recoverable, but grip's pretty hard to recover. But I think the idea is that it is pretty horrible.
Yeah, no, I get that. I wouldn't.
Spending magic, and I had one where I didn't take it, but I could heal somebody with it. But you're going, why would you ever heal someone with grip? Grip's just unbelievably rare.
Yeah.
Vigor is
but more abundant.
Different thing, more abundant.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
It's
But I like the simplicity of it. I like the
fact that really, when you get down to grip 2, you should just run away. You should just turn around.
This is the thing. This is the thing, right?
I'm going to run away.
I think the idea is
go back to the camp, and then a few days later, when I've recovered my grip.
I don't think you do. I don't think you recover grip like that.
No. It's slower. But I think the idea is that you build like a bunch of characters. And you kind of delve into the dungeon a bit at a time. So you'd each build like a few characters. So you have a camp with lots of characters.
I think that's why there's.
And
the
you
big
kind of go, right,
Yeah,
we'll
yeah.
send the first guys in.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
the canaries. They go in. Oh, they didn't come back. Right, okay. Right, let's send the next guys in.
Yeah.
And then and they might come back and go, fucking hell, it's mental in there. We're horribly injured and one guy's dead. You know. Send the next guys in, but you need to send in trap breakers or warriors or holy people or wizards.
Or they come back with a little. You could almost have like a little guy with a map.
Yeah, no,
Like
one
a
thing
little-
I think you
like a
should
little
do as
cool
part
map
of
maker.
this, I would really like to do a campaign where everybody makes like 5 characters. Yeah. Because the characters are really easy to make, which is really nice.
They're really
quick
quick.
and simple,
That's
but
nice.
you can add a bit of character to them. But I think it'd be cool if everyone made a bunch of characters and then I said, right, okay, you're in this crypt. All you've heard about it is this. What's the character you're each sending in? And then you went in and it may be horrible. They may horribly die. One of them may come out. And then you go, right, that guy got out. And he said, what did he say? He said this. Right, what characters are you all sending in now? I think that'd be an interesting campaign.
I really like the
I think
system
equipment
for the
should
simplicity.
be that
So
fast.
you take away the horror. I'd almost run it for a different different system and go take away the horror, i.e. every time you see anything nasty, you'll be grip. So just use grip as a magic, whatever.
I think
and actually just play it as a straight
when
game.
you think of paranoia and the fact you lose people, I think that's quite cool. I think
It's that.
I like the system.
I
get
like
what you're saying.
the simplicity of the system.
Yeah.
Even without the horror, you can make it work.
Good for the drop in and out ability
Yeah,
as well.
because the
if
first
next week
group,
two more people
the
turn
first
up,
group that died, so
if the next week 2 people turn up, or you suddenly got a different group of people, it's a new
You
group
can go,
of-
here are the character sheets.
Yeah, you go, it's a new group of people we're sending into the crypt.
Absolutely. It's very cool. And you know, it's this. It's it's 2 little books. One for players, one for games masters. You can get the hardback version with everything in. I actually deliberately bought it as 2 separate books, so you guys can have that one, and I can have this one, and it can be, you know, we can have our own little.
Well, I think the simplicity speaks for itself in the sense that by the end of that session, we were all pretty sure what we were doing.
Yeah. We all knew the roles.
And that was one session.
We all knew what was going on.
And we made the characters as well. And
The characters were so quick.
It was easy. I liked it. The simplicity of the system, I really enjoyed, and it works.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. Okay, so go and check out Best Left Buried at the links below with Soul Muppet Publishing. Please also check out all of our social media links, our Discord, and our Patreon. If you like what we do, please consider supporting the channel. 10% of everything we get from our patrons goes to Diabetes UK because it's a cause close to our hearts. For everyone on the channel, we all know someone who will benefit from that contribution. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. This has been our Best Left Buried one shot. We've had a lot of fun. That was really cool.
I got covered in blood.
You got covered in blood again.
And I was 1 inch taller than him.
Yes. No.
You were trying to run away.
Anyway, we'll see you next week for Mothership. Another one shot. And then the 2 weeks after that are going to be Star Trek. We're going to finish off Star Trek. And then after that, we're going to have Flint and Steel Season 3.
All right, so that's not starting for like 4 weeks.
No, it's not. Sorry, I didn't tell you that, Roger.
No.
Anyway. No, I didn't. Anyway. So, thank you very much for watching. And we'll see you next time on Garblag Games. Bye-bye.